in Dallas tonight. Come on and get ready. I mean, really ready. Are you ready for a Monday night party? This is Hank and I'm ready. Let's get this picture started. Let's paint this town and do it right. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
Welcome back, everybody. After a brief hiatus, the 1 Point Safety Podcast is back, and we are better than ever. This is your host, Mark Sherrick, alongside Adam Walters and Marty Coops. How's it going, boys?
What up, world?
What up?
What up, world?
Great to be back.
Oh, God, it is, and boy, do we have a lot to get to. So we have regular season, postseason, a little bit of Super Bowl stuff,
Draft.
the draft,
Coming up.
and all of the...
Well, last year's draft, too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have so much stuff coming up that we are really, really excited to get into. But first, let's do a quick recap because it's been, a couple months since we were able to do one of these. And let's talk about what each of our favorite NFL teams have been going on. I'm a Rams fan, Marty's a Lion, and Adam
Raiders.
Walters is a Raiders. So go ahead, Adam.
Well, the Raiders season in my mind was somewhat of a disappointment. I wasn't expecting them to go to the Super Bowl or anything, but I did, however, expect them to at least make the playoffs.
Idiots! Idiots!
I know, blind hope, right?
Yes.
And at one point, the season really looked like that could happen. They had beaten the Saints in Week 2 and the Chiefs in the first 5 weeks.
It's true.
And almost beat the Chiefs again in Week 11. But that's when the wheels started to fall off. After the Chiefs game, they went on to finish the season 2-4 with blowout losses to the Falcons and Colts, and a near loss to the Jets, who made the most ridiculous defensive play call of all time.
Oh, my God.
Side note, that Jets defensive coordinator shortly after the game was fired.
Yeah.
Hi, Felicia.
Understandable.
Now, the main problem for this team was not the offense, in my opinion. I thought that Derek Carr did a great job. He did have turnover problems, which was detrimental and everything, but all in all, I think Derek Carr had a great season. The problem for the Raiders was their atrocious defense, giving up just shy of 30 points a game, third worst in the NFL, and 389 yards per game, eighth worst in the NFL.
Yikes.
There seems to be no pass rush since we traded Khalil Mack to the Bears, and we don't seem to have a great secondary at all, if even a secondary at all. This next season, I believe, is the most crucial for John Gruden. If they can get this defense to at least middle of the road and fix all that, and fix the late season collapse, then, if they can't do that, then it's just going to be another 8-8 season of getting the hopes up, just like the Lions. So
you're happy with the Raiders? That sounds like a lot of positive things coming out of the Raiders camp, huh?
No, not really.
It could be worse. You could be a Lions fan.
Well, and if anybody was wondering, there's still 6 more years left on this contract for John Gruden.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a long contract. Wasn't it like $10 million?
10 years,
years,
$100
right?
million.
Yeah. Wow.
Did they match Kipper, the GM?
Did they what?
Is the GM's contract aligned with?
I don't think it's aligned with Gruden's, because that's a long contract for a GM too.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. We're going into year 4. They've missed the playoffs every year that Gruden's been there. They've slightly gotten better each year, but it just seems like they started off so great and everything. Like this year, they started off 6-4, beat the Chiefs and the Saints, and then they just collapsed. The loss to the Falcons was just inexcusable. They should have lost that game to the Jets. That was fucking atrocious.
No one loses to the Jets.
Right.
I mean, except for the Rams.
Except for the Rams. But
Trap game.
Trap game. I called it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, their defensive line, they've got Max Crosby. He's a good rusher, but nobody's going to replace Khalil Mack. I understand that, but they need to shore up that defensive line to get more of a pass rush on the quarterback, because then you're leaving your freaking secondary out on the fucking islands, and they're just going to get burned every time.
Right.
Yeah.
Pass rush is huge in the NFL, 100%.
Gotta have it.
I was going to say, you would know all about that with having Aaron Donald on your team.
Yep.
Having Ndamukong Suh when Detroit had him.
Yeah,
That was
he was
huge.
a dominating force.
Yeah, we don't really talk about him a lot anymore, but I'll agree with that statement.
Oh, and he's kicking Aaron Rodgers in the dick. I mean, it's probably not a high point in his career. So, all right, well, hopefully they can turn it around. Who knows?
Yeah.
Speaking of trying to turn things around, Marty Coops, Detroit Lions,
The
what's going
Detroit
on?
Lions, I don't even know where to start with them. Well, we drafted Jeff Okudah at cornerback at 1, DeAndre Swift at 2 in the second round, and then we got a guard in the third round. Yay. Decent draft. Then Patricia proceeds to go 4-7 to start the 2020 season. Boo. Luckily, that was the downfall in the firing of the Quintricia era, and we move on. Daryl Bevell takes over. We win our first game. Yay!
Yay, they're back.
The players have rallied. Then we lost our next 4. Boo. But we secured the 7th overall pick. So, yay. Here we go. What happens next, I can only describe as a whirlwind. We hired Brad Holmes, the former player, director of college personnel from the Rams.
Yep, go
okay.
Rams.
Next up, a fiery press conference from new head coach Dan Campbell, who cursed within the first 5 minutes after talking about getting punched twice and then biting off some kneecaps. Neither of them have held their respected position before, which is confusing since Sheila Hampford and Rod Wood said that was important to them. So we take a second, let it sink in, reset. Everyone good? Okay. Now that that's done, I find out that they have announced that Matthew Stafford and the organization have agreed to mutually part ways.
But wait, didn't they say that this wasn't going to be a full rebuild?
No, it's not a rebuild, it's a retool.
Ah,
But when you get rid of your number one player,
Yeah.
right, you digress.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
where the confusion
Yeah.
is.
I didn't
Sorry.
know how to feel about that at first because GM kept saying this is a retool, this isn't a rebuild. But here we go, I guess. I mean, now I'm thinking, what QB do we get at 7? Or can we mortgage our future and get Deshaun Watson in Detroit? Because who doesn't want Deshaun Watson in Motor City?
Well, that's true.
Middle of all that, Lions go on to do something I've never seen before, where a bunch of people that get paid to watch the NFL for a living start to talk about how they're making competent hires. We stole the Saints DB coach, a former cornerback in the league, to be our defensive coordinator. Anthony Lynn was let go by the Chargers, so the Lions decided, hey, let's make him an offensive coordinator. Great.
Which I like that.
I love
Don't
it.
mind that at all.
Love it. I don't know what's going on with Philly, but they fired Doug Peterson, so we went and snatched their special teams coordinator to be our special teams coordinator. Love it. I'll spare you the rest of the position hires, but we have a former quarterback in Mark Bunnell to be our QB coach.
Saw that.
And we're sniping the Bears linebacker coach, and we hired Aubrey Pleasant
Yep.
from the Rams to
Yeah,
handle
yeah.
our passing game coordinators and DB coach, which is great. Makes me feel good. He was DB coach of the Rams. I don't know if anyone watched a Rams game, but their defensive backs are pretty great.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We also hired Don Capers. Don't worry, he's not calling any plays.
Good.
So that's just the coaching hires,
Yeah.
right? Never mind adding John Dorsey into the mix. Another poached Rams person in Ray Agnew as assistant GM. Feeling good. How could we do better? We bend the Rams over even more by taking their 2022 first round and third round, along with their 2023 first round, and some guy I've never heard of named Jared Goff, who will probably be cut after 2022 season without a cap hit for Matty Stafford. What does this all mean? No idea. But team wipe on the Rams. Let's go.
Oh, God. All right. Team wipe on the Rams.
Let's go.
Wow. So you're happy with that trade?
Yeah, I am happy with the trade. I wasn't at first. I'll be honest. I was sitting next to Adam actually when it came through, and I just stewing. And he looked at me and he's like, "You got a starting quarterback, 2 firsts and a third for not an aging, but a 36-year-old quarterback. What
Right.
are you so mad about? And we're in a retool,
Right.
air marks.
It's not like you got like a rookie quarterback in return for it. You have a quarterback that has started in the NFL. Not saying he's a great starting
In a Super
quarterback,
Bowl.
but he's been to a Super Bowl. I mean, what more could you really ask for?
Somebody that has a decent QBR and doesn't throw almost the same amount of interceptions as touchdowns. But we're not going to talk about that. Well, we are going to talk
We
about
are
that.
gonna talk about
we'll get
that.
there.
So I
Also,
don't-
Matt Stafford is not 36 years old.
Okay.
So he's 33.
33. My bad.
So, Yeah, you know, when I first heard it, I was pumped because I've been saying for a long time that Jared Goff is the Rams' weakest link. And I don't even think that's a question. His play is sloppy. He has horrible decision-making skills. He fumbles the ball more than any
does
quarterback.
fumble a lot.
7 fumbles last year. 7 fumbles. It's insane. But and we got Stafford. And I said, man, if we could get Stafford, I think we'd be immediate as Super Bowl contender. Our defense allows 18 points a game, lowest in the NFL. So we just need somebody that can play well, not turn the ball over, and make big plays. What is Matt Stafford's nickname? Comeback Kid. I don't think he's going to have to be a comeback kid in LA. I think he just needs to be Matt Stafford, and I think they have a legitimate shot of getting to a Super Bowl. And if Matt Stafford leads us to a Super Bowl, I don't think that's no fucking team wipe then. I think that is called a smart decision because the Rams are in a win now state.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
And that is why I do agree that I don't think that there is winners and losers in this one. I think it was you guys needed some help. You needed some draft picks. Goff is not going to be your quarterback in year 3 of this because you will see Goff is not a good quarterback.
Oh no, I don't want Goff. And the fact that we get to 2020 after 2022, there's no cap hit to drop him.
Right. Yep. And right now the Rams are wanting to win right now while they have Aaron Donald and his contract sewn up. They have Jalen Ramsey and his contract sewn up. They don't want to go in and have to deal with Goff. So now you have all of these players in their prime and you have a shitty starting quarterback. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with a shitty starting quarterback.
Yeah, and they've been in win now since McVay came in.
Right.
I mean, when
They made
brought
the
in-
playoffs 3 of the last 4
Sue,
years.
Darnold, they traded for Ramsey. I mean, they've always been like mortgaging draft capital
Yes, 100%.
to get to the Super Bowl, which I'm fine with.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah, be interested to see. I'm pretty sure that the Rams are going to be favorite to make the Super Bowl on the NFC side next year.
I would agree. So some things on that, because that's the biggest story of the postseason or after the regular season thus far. I like it because it frees up a lot of cap space because Goff's absolutely terrible contract, $34 million a year, $28 million cap hit, immediately makes him a Super Bowl contender. When I was looking up the stats, I was actually a little bit surprised that Goff and Stafford, their stats aren't hugely different. So in 2020, Goff had 4,000 yards. Stafford had 4,000 yards. Goff had 20 touchdowns. Stafford had 26 touchdowns. Stafford had 10 interceptions. Goff, 13. A few more interceptions, but nothing crazy. Goff, 7 fumbles. Stafford, 2 fumbles. Goff's QBR, 58.5. Stafford's 68.5. He's just a better quarterback.
Oh,
just-
yeah.
100%.
He just is a better quarterback. Goff turns the ball over way too much, even though he has a defensive line. Stafford has had zero help, has put the team on his shoulders, and has played his ass off. Goff was simply the weak link in the solid Rams team. Also, the Rams have lost 5 different coaches and 2 other staff members, mainly to the damn Lions. So there's been a lot of stuff going on with the Rams. Their defense is staying intact for a couple more years, and that's why they made this trade. Because they needed to get a quarterback that they could win a Super Bowl with, and I think Stafford can do it. I understand why the Lions did it. This is not a retooling. This is a rebuild.
Oh, we're full on rebuild.
Well, that's not what your GM says. Your GM came out and said yesterday that they are putting the players in place to win. And I don't know how your GM can come up, stand on a fucking pedestal, and say that he thinks he has a better shot of winning with Goff than Stafford.
I'm not trying to take a shot here, but I don't think your GM knows the difference between retool and rebuild.
Yeah, it's just press conference pluff. We're rebuilding.
Yeah.
We're 100% rebuilding.
So if you're rebuilding, makes a lot of sense. If
we
you're
are,
in a win,
we are rebuilding.
well, I know.
And it doesn't matter what he says. We're rebuilding.
All right, well, he's the GM, so it matters a little bit what he says. He is the GM. He does make the decisions.
Right.
So
Well, him and the head coach make the decision.
Right.
We restructured our front office this year, too.
Well, yeah, you're going to get punched a couple times. You're going to eat some kneecaps. You're going to have some chicken gizzards, and then you're going to try to win some games. I get it.
Gonna get knocked down a few times, but you'll get back up, and
Oh,
then
we'll
you'll
get
get knocked down again.
more than a few
It
times.
sounds like you're getting knocked down a lot. I don't think that's how.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to win games. Also, one more thing, because I did like what Campbell was saying about, we're going to be, tough or whatever. And then I started thinking about it. there's no one going to be tougher or less tough in the NFL. I don't. All of these guys are the toughest people to play the game. I don't know if I actually.
I think more to his point was the team's going to have an identity. What were we doing with Patricia? We were the smartest people in the room. I don't know. Patricia couldn't figure out how to put a square peg in a circle hole. Like, it just, I think what he's saying there is the team will inherit an identity, and this will be our identity going forward. It's not less that everybody else isn't tough. It's just like, get on board. This is where the train's going.
And you're going to be held accountable for it.
Yeah. Not even accountability, but like there's going to be buy-in, not to a system, which Patricia was doing, bringing all these Patriot people over because they know the system. They'll buy into the system. What Campbell is saying is like, no, they're just going to be a certain swagger about us as we play. And
But every team has a swagger.
Okay, no, the Lions did not have a swagger.
Well, they did. It was a bad one.
No, I don't. What was their swagger then?
Well, it was that Patricia was going to come in. He has success as a successful defensive coordinator, and they were going to stop.
He coached for the Patriots who had success. But I think if you inherently go look at Patricia's defensive stats over the year,
garbage.
Yeah.
The Lions' defensive stats over his whole tenure were absolutely terrible.
Yeah, they were worse than the Raiders. Adam was reading off those stats, and I was like, well, I know who 32nd was.
Oh, by the way, Matt Patricia did have the best play in the Super Bowl a few years back.
Yeah, his fat ass was out there intercepting Russell Wilson, wasn't he?
I lost it when he said that. Oh, well, I have the best play in Super Bowl history with that pick against Russell Wilson. It's like,
Did you see he ran home to the Patriots?
Yeah.
That's career suicide.
It's like, first off, you weren't on the field when frickin' Malcolm Butler made that play. Right. And second off, the frickin' person that made that play call was Darrell Bevel, who you fucking hired as your offensive coordinator.
Right. God, Patricia was just hot garbage. I guess that's why I said I don't think anyone got screwed on it. Yeah, we did give up a lot for Matt Stafford, and yes, he is getting older, but I still think he is a top-tier quarterback.
I do too. I ranked him in the top 10 in the NFL right now. So, I'm just saying, like, from a Lions perspective, we're not retooling. We're rebuilding. So the trade's great.
And you got a lot of draft capital.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Lions love to fucking hemorrhage their first-round draft picks. I mean, I haven't seen a draft with a Rams first-round pick in, I don't know, a couple years. They gave them all to Jacksonville, and now we gave them all the Lions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the Jalen Ramsey, I think it's totally worth it.
Oh, my God. I would give up 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey.
Yep. One of the best, if not the best, lockdown corner in the league.
Yep.
I mean, what do you want from him? He's paying off perfectly. We have him locked up. We have Aaron Donald locked up. And now we're going to have Matt Stafford. Those are a lot of good pieces in place. And then you have Cooper Kupp. I think it's going to be good. And I am super, super excited to see what Sean McVay does when he has the level of talent that he's going to get with Matt Stafford.
Right. And then you got a good running back in Cam Akers, going into his second season.
Yep, not happy. I'm not mad about him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talent in the second, third, and fourth round.
Right.
So it's not like they're not drafting any new players.
Right. And McVay has shown that him and his coaching staff, which is depleted, but so what? He'll go get more coaches, and then he'll coach them up, and then they'll leave too. This is not a new thing for coaches to get sniped. It happens all the time.
It's a product of good coaching.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. They're not getting sniped because they're bad.
Yeah. Look at the Steelers and the Patriots.
Right.
They lose, not Andy Reid, but I think Andy Reid's coaching tree is going to go nuts here soon too.
Right. Look at, going off topic a little bit, look at Alabama and Nick Saban. Anyone would go for anybody that Nick Saban touches because it's Nick Saban.
Michigan did.
Every single year it seems like their offensive defensive coordinator is always like, oh, no, he's going to get a head coaching job because he worked under Nick Saban.
Jumping ahead a little bit, but a former NFL head coach went back to Alabama this year.
Ed O'Brien.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll probably be gone after this upcoming season when Alabama wins another national title.
Right. So there was a lot of interesting things that went on in the last 24 hours. But as for the Rams season, they made the playoffs. It was a bit of a rocky road. When they lost to the Jets, I knew that was a trap game. I was talking with people on Facebook, and I said, guys, you can't look ahead of the Jets. This is why there is a term called trap game. because the Jets haven't won anything. It appears they're almost trying to lose to get Trevor Lawrence. What happens? They come in and they shock the Rams. I think it was good for the Rams. I think it was like, hey, open your fucking eyes. You guys aren't that good. Jared Goff is not that good. Your defense is, but, any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Exactly.
So, we lost that. We got into the playoffs with a wild card spot. We beat the Seahawks in the first round, which I know we're going to get into later. And then we lost to the Packers. And the Packers were the better team. Aaron Donald was banged up. He was out there. You could tell by watching he was not himself. But they held their own. They lost. Move on.
Well, you're
Make
moving
some
on to a
changes.
much better quarterback.
Exactly. That's exactly right. I think, and I've said it, but I'll say it one more time. The Rams and the Lions are in the exact opposite ends of the spectrum of what the franchise is right now. The Lions are rebuilding, and they have a shitload of draft capital coming up that they could essentially go out and get whoever they wanted if they wanted to give up a lot of it.
Right.
And the Rams are, we ain't got shit for draft capital on the horizon, but we might be able to try to go and contend for a Super Bowl. And so that's where we're at. And I'm okay with it. And, go Stafford, I guess.
Go Stafford.
Let's go. Rams.
Stafford.
No, you're supposed to say go
Goff.
Who?
Exactly. So jumping into the regular season, a lot of storylines that have played out, but an interesting one that we've discussed and I think is just fascinating is the rise of Josh Allen. Where in the Bills? I mean,
Not a lot
where
of
did
people,
this guy come from?
Right. Not a lot of people saw that coming.
I mean, I remember at the combine when he threw like the 70-yard pass and they were doing the drill work and they're like, wow, big arm. Not sure if he can make, the shorter passes and really develop. It was like, oh, he'll need time. And like 3 years later, in the playoffs, throwing for over 4,500 yards, just slinging it and rushing for 420 yards and 8 TDs. And I think that might be low for him, too. I mean, he's kind of like the complete package, really, when you start to think about it. Like, he doesn't look mobile, but he is.
Right.
He doesn't look mobile, is right.
I was going to say, he had 400 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns this year.
Right.
Not to mention he had, 37 touchdowns passing. So
Yeah, which is more than his previous 2 full seasons combined.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Well, and like his completion percentage, he started out 52, 58, and then jumped all the way up to almost 70.
Right.
That's a huge jump between year 2 and year 3.
Yep. He's having more touchdowns and less interceptions. That's always a good trend to be in.
3 to 1, almost 4 to 1.
Yeah. His QBR, the previous 2 seasons was 49.8, 49.4 in 2020, 81.6. Like, geez, oh, Pete.
So, interesting, what did they go and do with this offseason? Get Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. And that's a testament to the Bills' front office, head coaching, and everything they have going on because they bought into Josh Allen. They saw what he could be. They developed him. Yeah, was it pretty rough the first couple years? Sure. But they saw the potential, and then they turned him into a stud QB. And then what do you do when you have a stud QB? You get him a top-tier talent, number 1 wide receiver, maybe top 5 in the NFL, and you say, that's your guy, go win us games, and that's exactly what they did.
What I find really interesting is that Stephon Diggs came into the system and everything, and it looks like that they've been teammates for a few years now.
Right.
But they didn't have any offseason. There was no offseason. There was no preseason. Like, it's just amazing, like, how the chemistry has, formed with virtually no practice or anything.
Right. And don't forget that the Bills hadn't won a playoff game in 25 fucking years.
Right.
And so Josh Allen single-handedly got them to the playoffs and won that playoff game. Yes, he had a lot of pieces around him, but if they didn't have Josh Allen, it was going to be another, 8-8 season for, the Bills fan. And it was great to see, and I'm happy for him. I will be the first one to tell you, I was not on the Josh Allen train, but you can't really blame me. His QBR was under 50 for the first 2 seasons. He threw 10 touchdowns the first full season, 20 the next full season. I mean, he's not lighting it on fire, but man, they really developed him well. And talk about his junior year, he just turns it on.
Yeah, he's having
full-blown superstar.
He's having an MVP caliber season.
Right, right.
You know what's fun too? Is like fun fact when you look at the Ravens-Bills game, they ran the ball 9 times in the playoff, and they threw it 37 times. Like they don't even care.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're gonna give him the ball and we're gonna let him sling it 9 times, 9 to 37. The imbalance there. So good on the Bills coaching staff to have some cojones to be like, we're gonna throw the ball, he's gonna win, and we don't really care about the run game.
And I would tend to disagree with that. I think that you got yourself one-dimensional, and then teams knew how to stop you. Do I think the Bills had a chance of beating the Chiefs? No. But do I think the Bills had a chance of beating the Chiefs by Josh Allen out gunslinging Patrick Mahomes?
Fair.
You ain't gonna do that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you outslung Lamar Jackson.
Correct. Who is not a gunslinger at all. I think you should have went back to the run. I think you had a couple decent running backs with, I forgot the guy's
Delvin
name.
Singletary.
I was
Singletary.
going to say
But-
Yeah,
Singletary.
it's Singletary. I think they need to go to the draft.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like the Bills don't have a running game. They have Singletary, but he's not a top tier running back at all.
But you got to try
that's-
to get them going.
It's
nine rushing? Come on.
Yeah.
Singletary went 7 carries for 25 yards.
It's almost like they did the exact opposite of what the Titans did last year when they handed the ball off to Derrick Henry and took the ball out of Ryan Tannehill's hand because they didn't have a good passing game with Ryan Tannehill.
But then they abandoned that in the second half of that game last year. They basically, I mean, I know Henry had a lot of carries that game, but they didn't run a lot in the second half of that game. So
Right.
I think balance is key to Mark's point. You can't be one-dimensional.
Yep.
Even the Chiefs, who could be, if there's going to be a team in the NFL history that could be one-dimensional, it would be the Chiefs. And they're not even one-dimensional.
Yeah, I mean, they picked up Le'Veon Bell to kind of help shore up that running back, the running back room and everything because they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who has done pretty good, but he's still a rookie. But
Still great.
but you bring in Bell to bring in that veteran presence, and he's actually done pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Considering he was a number 1 running back in the league 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, remember all the controversy with him and the contracts, and then he ends up at the Jets and
Garbage.
Bug-eye Adam Gase not
Doesn't
giving him
want
the
him.
ball. He doesn't want, and then all of a sudden, like it's just like he's on the Chiefs. You hit the lotto, dude.
You hit the lotto, and you're probably going to get your your first Super Bowl ring.
Right.
Yep.
100%. And the reason why is because you have the one and only Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
Future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
Wow.
As what Trey Wingo
Yes.
always says.
Yes. Yep. Super Bowl champion. Yeah. Absolutely.
Speaking of MVP,
Yeah, he's going to be runner-up in the MVP, I would have to imagine, to Aaron Rodgers, who had just an ungodly season.
Aaron looked like he was playing Madden out there this year.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but, I mean, the Packers really fucked up by drafting Jordan Love. And then the worst thing that could have happened, Rodgers goes out and has statistically his best season of his career. Mm-hmm. One of the greatest of all time has his best season of his year. Here's some of his stats from his year this year. 70.7% completion percentage.
Wow,
Best in his career.
that's so good.
48 touchdowns. Best in his career. 9.1 touchdown percentage. Best in his career. 84.3 QBR. Best in his career. And they traded up to draft Jordan Love. Talk about just sticking it to management. And that's why when all the rumors are coming out that he might be leaving, which I don't think he will, but he might be leaving, I'd be like, I wouldn't blame him. They went and they said, we know you need a wide receiver. We're going to take your replacement. We know you need some offensive line help. We're going to take your replacement.
it just feels like this is exactly what they did with Brett Favre when they drafted Aaron Rodgers. They didn't trade up to get Aaron Rodgers, but they picked up Aaron Rodgers, and now, Love is going to sit behind Rodgers for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like I also think that Rodgers is going to be on the Packers next year. I think after next year, is when it's going to be, well, do they cut him? Do they try and trade him?
I think they got a steal when they drafted Rodgers at the end. Right? So I think he fell in the draft.
Yep.
Right.
I think they reached for Jordan Love, which is another like slap to the face. Like there's all this talent out there, and you reached for Jordan Love.
Yeah. And I don't remember because I was young, but I don't know if the Packers were Super Bowl contenders when they went and drafted Aaron Rodgers, but the Packers are Super Bowl contenders. He's like, I can still play at the highest level in the game, and he proved it. He's going to be MVP. Get me help. Anything. I will take anything. What did you do? You drafted someone who was going to sit on the bench hoping I fail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's one person that you never want to give bulletin board material to is Aaron Rodgers.
God, no.
Because you're like, oh, okay, San Francisco didn't draft me or whatever, and he goes on to go win a Super Bowl before San Francisco. Actually, they haven't won a Super Bowl. They've been to two Super Bowls, but still hasn't won one.
Correct.
So
Just imagine what he could have done with that team.
oh my God.
I mean, there's been a few times in Aaron Rodgers' career that the Packers management has kind of dicked him over.
Yeah, and not even just getting Jordan Love, but then you got into the second round and you drafted A.J. Dillon. Never mind, you have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. Right. He's very, very capable running backs.
Right.
Like you just passed again.
Right. You're just giving it away.
In the draft with the most wide receiver talent we've seen in a long time.
Thank you. I was actually just about to bring up that point. I was going to say the past draft was the deepest wide receiver that there has ever been. And Rodgers is like, man, thank God I'm finally going to get another weapon other than Devontae Adams. And what do? You draft Jordan Love. What in the fuck?
Right. Go get me a Donald Driver.
Right?
I will say, though, Robert Tonyan, though, he's come on as a pretty good tight end.
Dude, yeah.
option.
He's great.
So
That's what makes, in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers so special is that he's a little bit like Tom Brady. Yeah, there ain't a lot of pieces around me, but today, hey, Tanyan, get your ass up here. You're going to be a star. Here's 3 touchdowns. Who are you? I don't even know your name. I'm going to throw you the ball, and you're gonna have a career day. Like, he is that good. He can take subpar players and turn them into NFC Championship game.
I still think that one of the most interesting stats that I think is great for a quarterback is the touchdown to interception ratio.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers has a 4.63 touchdown to interception ratio.
Oh, my God.
Second all time, now to Patrick Mahomes, who has a 4.75.
Wow.
The third best one is 3.3 and 3.2 is Russell Wilson and Tom Brady. Everybody else is in the mid to high 2s.
Right.
But a 4.6, 4.5 times you're going to throw a touchdown to an interception. That's out of this world.
But then on the other end of it, you have Jameis Winston, who has a 1.
Probably close to a 1, if not below.
With his last season he played, he was a 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. That's a 1. Second worst interception to touchdown ratio, Jared Goff. Let's go. Rams wipe, let's go.
Got him.
That's gonna be my new
The new hashtag.
Rams wipe,
Let's go.
Love it.
But, I mean, 48 passing touchdowns to 5 interceptions. That is just unheard of in a MVP season.
Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, the runner-up MVP, 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 82.9 QBR, playing lights out. He's going to continue to play lights out. I mean, by all accounts, he would be the MVP.
Right.
But, my God, Aaron Rodgers come in with a chip on his shoulder, and he's like, hey, I'm going to show you why I'm the best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now he puts the Packers in quite the predicament. It's like, now what the hell do we do? Like, he's having a great season.
They keep playing Rodgers, and they let Love warm the bench. The same thing they did with Favre. And then Favre was going to retire, and then he wasn't. Yeah, like Favre kind of did it to himself a little bit.
Yeah.
With the retire, not retire,
Right.
retire, Jets, whatever. Like, just keep Jordan Love on the bench. Jordan Love's not ready.
Right.
Oh, yeah, not
at
even
all.
close.
He's third string.
Great season in college, bad season in college. Then somehow got drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. But like, let him develop. He's fine. Just
Yeah,
keep rolling Rodgers.
And the big difference between Rodgers and Favre is Favre had been contemplating like, oh, I want to retire, all that.
Right.
Rodgers doesn't want to retire, I don't
No.
think. I think he wants to just keep winning.
Right.
But he needs the help, and management's not giving him the help.
No.
Yeah, they got to do something. I want to see him get more active in free agency.
That's what Green Bay is not known for, though.
I know.
Yeah.
They did it.
Development through the draft.
Yeah, they did it last year, or it was either last year or 2 years ago on defense. And then, like, the 2 or 3 guys they went and got, like, are staples in their defense. Like, come on, go get a wide receiver. Go find somebody out there. You know, Kenny Galladay going to put on a Packers jersey next year. Like, they
Right.
got to do something.
Well, and then I also wonder what Green Bay's going to do with Aaron Jones, because he's a free agent after this.
Oh,
Is Green Bay going to pay him
Yeah, that's
to come
right.
back?
They tried to give him a contract this year, and he was like, he kind of like held out and da-da-da-da-da. Then he fumbled the ball 2 times in the playoffs.
Right. One of which was hugely costly,
Yeah.
which we're going to get to.
Should have taken the contract.
Right. I don't know how many times running backs need to see that. When you get offered
I
a
know.
big contract, just sign it. Or else you're going to be like Melvin Gordon, Le'Veon Bell. Like, come on, guys. You
Take him-
just got to sign it.
Taking pay hits,
Yep.
and then their following years are kind of lackluster.
Yep. It's all the time. And then you have a guy on the other end of the spectrum with Tom Brady who takes pay cuts so that his team can sign better players.
Right.
And that is another thing of why Tom Brady and his teams seem like they're always successful. The Bucks are getting him for what, $25 million a year?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think it was like 2 years, $50 million.
You're right. So I mean, that's a steal, and he's playing arguably some of his best football, and on a brand new team, no off season, just come in. I like the meme. Hey, Bucks, you want to go to a Super Bowl? I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So it's interesting as we kind of been talking about the season recap. You know, Josh Allen, 4,500 yards. Aaron Rodgers, 4,300 passing yards. Patrick Mahomes, I think you said somewhere was like 47, right? And then you look at the TDs, and you have 45 from Rodgers and yada, yada, yada. Completion rates, the QBRs, where Rodgers had the best QBR of the season. And then you have Tom Brady at 43 years old, 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 4,600 yards, and a regular season QBR of 102.
Right.
I mean, what do people want?
This is impossible. What he's doing is impossible.
It's insane. And then Bruce Arians, like the quarterback whisperer, now has this established quarterback. And what does Bruce Arians do? He says in the beginning of the season, when they're kind of doing like a roller coaster up and down, he starts criticizing him. And the media is losing their mind. They're like, well, you can't criticize Tom Brady. And he's like, well, yeah, I can. He's a quarterback for my team, and he didn't play well this game. And it was such a fun thing to watch.
If anything, that probably lit a fire up under Brady. It's like, well, I'll fucking show you. I know you're my head coach, but I'm going to show you that I still got it.
It worked.
And
Right.
it did.
and it worked great. The thing, it was a roller coaster because they started off okay, then they went to real shit and they lost like 3 or 4, and
They were 7-5 at one point.
right. I mean, it was
They
screw
were almost missed
Super
it.
Bowls.
Yeah, they almost missed the playoff.
It was let's make the playoffs, and I think what happened, it had to have. Arians and Brady must have had a sit down conversation and said, "This isn't working." Arians will, you know how to work with quarterbacks. Brady says, "I know how to win championships. Let me do me, and I need your help, but let me do me."
Yeah.
And it flipped, and man, that switch flipped hard because it looked like a different team. They still take big shots down the field, but it's not all the time. It's when you need
Calculated.
it's calculated. It's, hey, let's get Scotty Miller out here. We think we can maybe pull off a big one before half against the Packers.
God.
We are going to talk about it, and I cannot wait after the break. But it's calculated. That is the exact way to use it. It's not, hey, let's just throw a bomb for no reason.
Like when Jameis Winston was there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what Brady needs? He needs out routes. He needs across the field. He needs
Let's get
tight
the
ends.
running back
Let's
out
get-
there in space.
Yeah, he loves play action. You know, let's do the 5-yard pass and get 12 yards because he makes someone miss. That's how Tom Brady succeeds. not chunk plays every frickin' play. And that is why you don't give the ball to Tom Brady with 2 minutes left and hope he doesn't, win. But
I'm going to say this until somebody named Patrick Mahomes proves me wrong. Greatest of all time.
I think
I don't
if
even,
you,
there's not even a question.
yeah,
He's 6-3.
Yeah.
You got
won
you said
6
that.
of 9.
Right.
Yep.
And he could go win another one. I mean, this isn't normal. Mm-hmm. Like
This is a phenomenon.
Lions, nothing. Raiders,
Right.
Brady is doing things not by himself, but he's holding stats that whole organizations through the entirety of their existence
Right.
can't do.
I think I read a stat yesterday that if Brady wins the Super Bowl this year, he'll have the most Super Bowls of all time compared to franchises. He'll have more Super Bowls than franchises have.
Over half the league, I would guess, maybe
Yeah.
more. I mean, the Lions don't have a championship.
I'm saying like as far as like the Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and all
Right.
that. He'll have more Super Bowls by himself than those franchises.
Right. And I know when we do our live Super Bowl show on Super Bowl Sunday at noon, tune in. It's going to be live, so God knows what's going to happen with our special guest, the big German Bernie.
Bernie Rupert.
We're going to be talking a lot about Tom Brady. But my quick note on Tom Brady is he's not only the greatest football player of all time, he is now in the discussion of the greatest team athlete of all time. He's in the Michael Jordan realms because solo stuff like Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, that's a whole different animal. That's so hard to do that. But I'm saying Tom Brady might be the single greatest team sports athlete of all time.
Agreed.
It's not even it is not even a question anymore if he is the greatest football player of all time. That's gone.
We've far surpassed that.
Yeah. If you want to even argue that, you are an idiot. You are seriously.
Idiots! Sandwiches, idiots! Idiots!
I mean, I'm not kidding. It's not even close. Tom Brady is not only the best quarterback of all time, he is the best 2 quarterbacks of all time. If
Yeah.
you took his career,
saw
split
that.
it in half, and said, hey, the first 10 years of his career, how many Super Bowls you have? 3. Second half of your career, 3, maybe 4. He's the best 2 quarterbacks of all time, you could argue. So don't even try to come at me with the, he's not, I don't know, Joe Montana is a fucking good old quarterback. You just got to stop. John Elway. Yes, John Elway. Let's go. Marty with the shirt. Let's fucking go.
My quick note about Tom Brady is his 45 time was 5.28 at the combine, and everyone that passed on him are idiots.
Oh, God. The 198 other picks before him. Idiots. So, idiots. I can't, yeah. We're going to talk a lot about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we'll get more into that
absolutely
next week.
ridiculous. But moving on from the greatest of all time to some of the shittiest of all time, the NFC East is by far, without question, the biggest load of garbage in the
bad.
NFL, right?
So bad.
I just have no words for how terrible this division has been. So you had the Giants, who are still in rebuild, had Saquon Barkley go out with an injury again.
That's tough.
And then you had the Cowboys lose Dak to a horrific leg injury, and their defense was awful. The Eagles have no wide receiver. Zach Ertz might be on his way out. Carson Wentz is also probably on his way out. Doug Peterson gets fired.
He's gone.
And meanwhile, you have the Washington football team. Yes, the Washington football team that is changing their mascot
Talk
and all
about
that.
lack of identity.
Yeah.
This is a W as their logo.
At least they got a good coach.
Just scoots kind of in there at 7-9.
Also,
7-9.
side note, good for Alex Smith. I fucking love it. Good
Yeah.
for Alex Smith.
I love
Comeback player.
it.
Yeah, if he doesn't win comeback player of the year, I just don't know what.
Oh, they'll boycott.
What's right in
They
the
should.
world?
They should rename.
I'll
they
never-
should rename it.
Yes, they should rename it to Alex Smith.
He was almost dead.
Player.
He almost
Yeah.
lost his leg.
He was almost dead.
Yeah.
He got an infection. They thought he was gonna die.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. It is
absolutely.
amazing.
I don't understand, and this is why I bring up the question of like, why do we even do divisions anymore? Why do we do divisions in the NFL anymore?
Okay, in the 2020 season, right? Barring injury, with the injuries and everything, name a good quarterback in that division that played all year.
Dak Prescott.
Didn't play all year.
Oh, you want? Oh, I
Like,
thought you meant play
I
any
mean,
time that year.
No, just, I mean, like, it was
Not
so bad.
That is why you need a good, solid quarterback
Yes.
to win.
100%.
You need
100%
like-
think
you
the
need like
Lions
a
should draft
Stafford.
one. The Lions need to draft one.
Zach Wilson, BYU, man.
All right.
Seriously, I think that would be a good pick.
I think anything other than Jared Goff would be a good pick.
Yeah,
But you still, I mean, I know I'm going to eat my words when I say this, but you still had Andy Dalton as your quarterback. Isn't that, he was a former starting quarterback for the Bengals. Like, doesn't
Packers
that count
are-
for something?
the Cowboys are continuously.
Say that again, but slowly. The
I know what I
former starting quarterback for
The Bengals.
They're still
who?
a team.
They still made the playoffs
When?
7 years in a row.
how many playoff games did they win? I know the Lions haven't won any, but answer the question.
They didn't.
Right.
I can't
So,
actually say anything.
so the Cowboys,
I thought the
I-
Cowboys were going to be okay with Andy Dalton.
I did too.
They
I
were.
did too, and until they weren't. And mind you, Zeke didn't really have a great year either.
Oh, he did very, very bad.
okay, you had Carson Wentz. You think Carson Wentz is that terrible? He was a MVP candidate a couple years ago.
yes,
He played almost
Carson
the entire season. He played more than any
Wentz-
other quarterback.
I don't have Carson Wentz stats in front of me, but
I don't
that guy,
either, but-
that guy makes decisions about as well as Jared Goff this year.
Oh God, Jared Goff or Carson
And
Wentz. I'd take the water
and Carson
cooler.
Wentz got benched for Jalen Hurts.
That's true.
I can't.
I
I mean, I
mean,
can't argue that, but
I'm not really paying attention. Who is for Carson Wentz and who is against Carson Wentz? Because I'm going to go with whoever's for Carson Wentz is an idiot.
I'm not really for Carson Wentz at all.
Yeah,
I mean, he had good seasons. I think the contract
like
that
20 fucking years ago.
like 2 years ago, and then like they didn't have to give him a contract, and they're like, we're going to be preemptive and we're going to sign him for $34 million a year.
That didn't age well.
Stupid.
Very bad.
And now they hired a whole new coaching staff and I think a new GM. Don't quote me on that. I didn't look it up. And none of them are saying anything to make Carson Wentz feel good. Like there's just no like Carson's our guy. We're going to develop Carson. Like no, it's I think there's something there like locker room or leadership. Or there's something going on that people don't like Carson Wentz, and his play does not cover that up.
There's something wrong with Carson Wentz. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
no.
I mean, there just clearly is. You can't just keep going and saying, well, 2 years ago I had a good season. Eventually, you have to start replicating good seasons.
I think Carson Wentz is a good person, and I hope that he does well, but his play's just not there.
bad.
I guess the only thing I will say, sticking up for Carson Wentz is he didn't really have a wide receiver core this year.
Did you
Everybody
watch
was
any of
hurt.
his? Did you watch any
Yeah,
of his?
yes, I did.
His play was very, very bad.
It was, but he didn't have anybody to throw to either, because Zach Ertz was also hurt. So I mean, I don't know. It's kind of one of those catch-22.
Well,
It's like,
Dallas
I
Goedert was
think-
there. He stepped right up in tight end. Dallas Goedert was a good tight end this year.
You're right. He didn't have
But-
anyone to throw to. But like I said, Aaron Rodgers has had no one to throw to before, and he made it work. Matt Stafford has had
Fair.
no one to throw to. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs and stuff, but it was not Matt Stafford's fault. It was he had a horrible offensive line. He's had a terrible defense for the last 15 years.
We were ranked third at once upon a time when old Jim Shorts guy was there.
Were they?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
for a very brief moment they had an okay
I know,
defense,
I
but
know.
Are you saying Jim Shorts or Jim Schwartz?
Maybe the Shorts be with you.
But good quarterbacks make their wide receivers look good. What did they always say about Aaron Rodgers? He can throw people open
Yeah.
better than anybody else in the NFL. I just don't think he's got it. I just don't think he does. Whatever the it is, he maybe had it, but he's lost it. And I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he turns it around. Watching him play, it's bad.
Carson Wentz or Tyler Heineke? Who do you want?
Dude, he looks so badass in that
I
game.
know. Where did that guy come
Carson
from?
Wentz.
I hate to say this because I literally just spent 5 minutes talking about the other one. I think I would take Carson Wentz because he used to be good, and I know it's in there. I don't know why.
Give
I
me,
just said it.
give me
opposite.
Heineke. Let's go.
So anyway,
Come on.
so we kind of like got off track of what
I
we
still
were
want to
trying
be.
to
Can I
talk.
be off track for one more second?
Okay, yeah.
That run from Heineke where he
Best.
got outside and he just takes it to the house and
Yep.
he died.
He gets the ball on the right side of the
dude,
pylon.
dude, that was dope as shit. I would have given him a contract right then.
Right.
They
then.
should. I love that all of his teammates ran over, and
yeah.
like the camera's like he's like kind of like getting up and stuff. All of his teammates run over, and they're just pointing to the back of his jersey.
Right. Say his
I'm like,
name.
let's go.
Like Breaking Bad.
So
Say
awesome.
my name. It was awesome.
That
All
was
right.
awesome. It was way better than Daniel Jones falling down wide open on a 70-yard touchdown run.
Yes. Or Phillip Rivers going down and the defender after he throws an interception and the defender literally steps over him in the middle of an NFL game because Phillip Rivers just couldn't backpedal 4 steps. I mean, talk about embarrassing. It was like
Like going back to, we need to get rid of divisions in the NFL. That's kind of where we like just kind of like
Just
no,
all-
we're going no.
let's all
Anyways,
conferences.
Now, mind you, this is an Adam Walters opinion. Continue.
So
This is none of the next opinions are of any of the 1 Point Safety Podcast production crew and or co-hosts
so I'm just gonna throw out an example from the NBA.
or Mark or Marty.
So in 2005, when there was 3 divisions in each conference, division winners were guaranteed the top 3 seeds. But in 2006, the Dallas Mavericks were the second best team in the West. They were a 4 seed because they had the San Antonio Spurs ahead of them. So how is that fair that they get dropped all the way down to the number 4 seed?
Is that what you're saying the NFL should do? Is that
Right. They should get rid of divisions, but just do the top 8 teams or 7 teams in this case.
in my only defense to that is I really like
Rivalries.
divisional rivalries. Bears Packers, come on.
Well, I'm not saying getting rid of them.
Well, you are. Well, how do you? I mean,
What's the point of them if you don't use them for
The right-
seeding?
You're still playing. You're still playing those teams.
Twice.
You're just not. They're not labeled divisions.
are you playing your division twice then?
What would you like to call them so we can say we'll get rid of those on the next podcast?
What? No, seriously. This is a legitimate question. So, would the Lions play the Bears twice, or would it just be a round robin of?
I think you should just play every.
So just get rid of divisions, not just the name. I mean, you're talking about getting rid of the divisions.
I guess if you want to keep playing, like you still have the Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit,
So
Green Bay. Keep that,
But that's how
But
the
just get rid of the
but that's how
division.
the rivalries start, is because you play them so frequently, and the fans
Every
see
year.
each other and they hate each other.
Well, Detroit was in a division with Tampa Bay. That they're not in that division anymore.
I know, but I'm not saying every divisional game is a rivalry, but I'm just saying that's how these big rivalries did start. I mean, that's a hell of a shakeout. Were
Okay,
you one of the
okay.
people that didn't like the second someone starting at second base in extra innings?
oh, that was me.
No, that was
Okay.
Oh, I
You
hated
li-
that.
I actually
you-
like
I
that.
So
hated
did I.
that.
You are lucky.
I will say. So there's 16 teams in each conference.
Yeah.
So 17 games in a season. We're just gonna play everybody once and then randomly pick somebody to play.
No, because NFC and AFC, they cross borders.
I know, but like I'm thinking like scheduling. If we're gonna get rid of these divisions and then seeding, so here's what I'll say that I do like about divisions, just to play devil's advocate to what you're saying, because I kind of understand what you're saying. There's
100%
good
agree.
teams that don't make the playoffs because someone like the Washington Redskins get in with 7 wins. I get that 100%. We say any team can win on any given Sunday, right? So we
Okay.
have divisions, so teams like Washington can take a shot at, and they have a run at a playoff. I think some of this is also like franchises have the opportunity to hit the playoffs, because what these owners want is money. They want capital. They want to be able to say we're going to the playoffs and stuff like that. And we just added another wild card team to the mix as well, which is awesome because we got 2 days of pure football and wild card weekend.
It was
But
awesome.
I think you need the divisions to be able to say like Lions will never make the playoffs if we don't have divisions.
Right.
Like us as, fans, players need that hope of we just need to beat 3 other teams and not 16 other teams. You know what I mean? Like,
We just have to be 6-10 or 6-9.
Nine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6
but
and 10
so the-
to make the playoffs.
but the NFC,
That's all we need.
The NFC East is an outlier though too.
And also the Washington football team was 7-9. So give them their credit. I understand.
still-
I know because it doesn't seem right. You have a team that's 10-6 and they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
But,
like what would happen if Miami was in the NFC and they got let out of the playoffs because
but
of
it's
that?
not like the NFC East has been bad for 30 years. They have the Dallas Cowboys,
Right.
some of the most Super Bowl wins in NFL history. The Giants just won 2 in the last 15 years. I mean, there are good. The Eagles, the fucking Eagles, just won a Super Bowl 3 years ago. They had a bad season. All of the teams had a bad season. I get what you're
Okay.
saying, but now you want to change the entire landscape of a 55-year-old during the Super Bowl era because one team got in at 7-9. Like, I think it's just kind of. I think
Well,
it's,
now you
it's
know
it's a little too knee jerk to me.
Well, you know what you sound like? You sound like a freaking MLB, a Major League Baseball person that's like, well, it hasn't been changed in 100 years. Why do we want to change it now?
Well, no, but there's
Shots fired.
But there's always bad divisions. You want to just get rid of the entire. Adding a person on second base is a lot different than saying
Stupid.
we're going to get rid of the entire division system.
They could get rid of the MLB for all I care.
Yes, we know that you guys hate the MLB. I'm sorry I brought it up. This was supposed to be an only
I
NFL.
brought-
Actually,
I brought that
Adam
up.
brought that up.
But okay, well, I guess we'll agree to disagree on this. Can we at least agree that a 7-9 team should not host a home playoff
Agreed.
game?
There we go. I'm totally
Yeah.
in with that.
Yep.
Okay.
How about we do the first? I love the first round bye for the best team. That's perfect. I think they deserve it. You're the first in the conference. Do you think the Chiefs don't deserve a first round bye? Come on.
At least realign or
Right.
yeah,
Agreed completely.
because you had 7-9 Washington host a playoff game against 11-5 Tampa Bay. Like, how in the world is that fair?
Right.
How'd they do?
Tampa Bay still won.
No,
Yes.
but that actually is to his point.
Yeah,
Because
I know.
they didn't deserve to
I
be
know.
in there, and
they
got
should have been
what?
played at Tampa.
Okay. Now, if there
But-
were fans and everything in the
But
stands,
Tampa didn't beat out the Saints. But but it's not
you
like
never know, though.
it's not like Tampa just like got screwed. Like they're in a good division with the Saints, with Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. Like, go win on the road. It's just that's why I like divisions. Like, yes, you have the crappy NFC East where like Washington hosts a game, but you also have the NFC West, which is just loaded. Now you have Tampa, the Saints, and you also have these divisions where it's like, geez, like 3 teams could almost make the playoffs from so like it's all like
It's all a little bit balanced. I agree. I completely disagree that you get rid of divisions, but I do agree that I don't think a 7-9 football team should be hosting a playoff.
Agreed.
I think you should say number 1 seed in the conference, they get a bye. The next 3, so 2, 3, 4, they get the best regular season. They
Get a
get
home game.
home games.
Right.
There you go. I
Yeah.
think that would give you a slight edge. And yeah, you won the division, but now you're going to play a significantly better team, and it's going to be at their home stage. Because I would agree, it would have, even though I love Alex Smith and Heineken or whatever the fuck his name is,
Heineke.
if they would have beat Tampa Bay, that would have pissed me off. Because I'm like,
But
you
they-
didn't deserve to be there, but you are there. So I do know what you're saying.
It's a catch-22.
I don't think you can just get rid of the divisions. I mean, you're talking about like,
But
why don't we just get rid of conferences?
This will be the last thing. This will be the last thing that I bring up on this topic. Is don't you want the best 7 teams of each conference?
I think
in
we
there?
have the best 4
Do you
teams.
think that Washington was one of the best seven teams
No.
in
Do
the
you think
NFC?
that? No. Do you think that the top 4 teams were in the AFC and NFC championship game?
Yes.
Then I don't think
it all worked
matters.
out. So I'll say this: I would want, if I was a Washington fan, I would be elated to watch my team play Tampa and Tom Brady. Like that's why they won the division. That's the cool thing about divisions. They won it. They get a shot to go play Tampa. So from a fan perspective, I don't care about the Washington football team. But one day it might be the Detroit Lions, it might be the Oakland Raiders, and it
gonna
could
be
be
the
the
Rams.
Rams.
It's gonna be the
right.
Rams.
So like, that's their opportunity to go play. And that's cool. That's something to root for when the season starts, and it's fun. Like, if you can just beat these other 3 teams, you're in.
Yep, and then it makes the Chicago Detroit Lions game, which otherwise would have been irrelevant,
Yep.
a must win.
Yeah.
And that is super cool because we don't gotta be one of the best 7. We just have to beat this game. And that's why I don't think you can get rid of divisions. I completely agree, Mark.
And I love that they added another wild card and
Me
they
too.
got rid of
Agreed.
the two first round buys in the playoff. Because
That's huge.
yeah,
Huge.
yeah, and I had thoughts on that. I'll save it, but I mean that was brilliant. Not
Yes.
only do you have Saturday, Sunday of
So good.
9-10 hours of football, but like now teams really, I mean, like it's legit.
It is. That was so much fun. Stupid name, Super Wild Card. Just call it fucking Wild Card. All right, we already
Right.
have the Super Bowl. I don't need to know Super Wild Card. I didn't hear anyone calling it the Super AFC Championship game, but whatever.
Yeah. So you have the NFC East, which is a dumpster fire. But could you imagine starting the season off going 11-0 and then falling apart? Just, I mean, beyond falling apart, could you imagine being a Steelers fan and just
God.
wave your angry towel or whatever it is,
Terrible
waving
towel.
it, terrible towel. And then you find out that, you beat Daniel Jones, you barely beat the Broncos, you kind of beat Bill O'Brien, you beat Carson Wentz, the Browns, Titans,
Cowboys,
Ravens, and then
Jags. You beat the Jags.
you beat the
Congratulations.
Jags who were starting Jake Luton, and then you beat the Ravens third string team.
Right. You had 7 victories against team with losing records in your first 11. And to your point, you beat the Ravens on a Wednesday.
Right.
Barely beat them.
Yep.
How great
Without
was that?
Lamar Jackson.
Here, this is what you need to know about the Steelers and why they didn't make it very far in the playoffs. They split their games with the Bengals. They lost to the Bengals when the Bengals didn't have Joe Burrow. So that is why you didn't make it very far. You did beat the Browns, but they got the last laugh, and they got it hard. And I know we're going to talk about that, but yeah, that's
It's
the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers is rocky. I would say.
Uncertain.
the Steelers were kind of like a Division 1A team, like a Boise State that they're undefeated, but they didn't really play anybody.
Right.
Thankfully the NFL is not like college football where you have to have style points of like who did you beat this year.
Right.
But we all kind of thought that the Steelers weren't really a
Not real.
contender
Right.
when you look at the list of teams they beat: Giants, Broncos, Texans, Eagles, Cowboys, Bengals, Jaguars. They weren't like a legit like top tier team, or you didn't think that they would be because they didn't play anybody.
And then, I mean, even in the power rankings that ESPN would put out and NBC would put out, like the Chiefs with a loss would be ahead of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
They
like
knew.
people, like Pittsburgh fans would be like, "Oh, that's bullshit. We are undefeated and we've done everything they've asked." Yeah, you're right. You can, from a player's perspective and a fan perspective, you can only beat who's put in front of you. So,
Agreed.
I mean, I'm not going to criticize them, but I'm also not going to say that I would put my house on them winning against a real competitor.
Right.
Turns out they can't win. Big Ben is over the hill. He's got a $40 million contract. I don't know what they're going to do. I guess you'd bring him back.
They're going to have to restructure it, right?
He said that he's going to try to help the Steelers with restructuring
I
that
think I saw
contract.
something there.
Yeah, that would be
So,
good.
but I mean, he's getting up there. He's 38 years old. He's coming off of an elbow surgery just last year. Like,
They got to draft a quarterback, right? They
Oh,
got to
yeah.
do something.
yeah, like there is so much
You
question.
have to.
So much question of what's going to happen next year with Roethlisberger. Even though he said, I think I'll be back with.
He said he
with
wanted
Pittsburgh.
to. He wants
Just
to be
because
back.
he
Yeah.
can be back doesn't mean he should be back.
Right.
Well,
100%.
That's just like Philip Rivers. Like
Agreed.
Philip Rivers came back for another season, went to the Colts, and did you see that
Yeah,
that
he didn't-
Hail Mary pass?
Right.
at
He couldn't
the-
get it to the end zone against the Bills.
Yeah,
He
was like
couldn't get it there.
he was 15 yards short of a 50-yard pass, and I'm like,
Right.
he just don't got it anymore.
Yeah, and I think and he hung up the cleats and he
Yep.
had an amazing career.
I love
I
Billy
think he's
Rivers.
going to be a Hall of Famer. I know he doesn't have any Super Bowls, but I mean, I think he's an amazing competitor. I don't think there's any question that he didn't go out there and give it his heart, give it his all. And I know that doesn't get you into the Hall of Fame, but I think his stats will show that he should be in the Hall of Fame.
I think his resume is great.
Agreed.
And he's not going to be like a first ballot or anything like that, but I think he gets there.
No, and we always love to have this discussion about, that class. I mean, Jesus, you had Philly Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, and Eli Manning. Now, if you looked and you said, okay, who is this goes back to the conversation, the greatest of all time and the best of all time. I will ask this. Out of those, who is the greatest out of that class?
Out of Eli, Big Ben, and Philly, the greatest of that class, Big Ben probably is where I would go with that.
Because he has 2 Super Bowls.
And and he could chuck it.
Right. But Eli Manning beat Tom Brady in 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I know he had his defense and all of that, but it brings up an interesting concept of the greatest versus the best.
100%.
Because if you said, who do you think the best quarterback in that class is? Eli Manning isn't even in the discussion, in my opinion.
No, I actually think it's Philly, if I'm being honest with you.
Exactly.
Phil Rivers should have been in New York.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%.
But Eli is like, no, I don't want to play for the Giants.
No. It wasn't just Eli. It
Or
was,
no,
it was-
sorry,
it
I
was
didn't
Archie.
want to play
Just
for the
puppet
Chargers.
masters.
But
San
that's a really good point, though. I mean, I know Big Ben has a Super Bowl and
2.
all that, 2 Super Bowls, but really, who's better?
Yeah, it would be. It's almost a
Big
toss-up.
Big
between-
Ben and Philly Rivers. I mean, that's close. I mean, do you get
I
much
agree.
closer than that?
No.
You know,
Talk about a Super Bowl or a quarterback class. Holy shit, that's insane. No, I think any one of us would be thrilled to have Phillip Rivers on their team for that long. It sucks that he couldn't. I mean, he also just lost because there was. Look at the quarterbacks during that time. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
there were some greats. There was a generation that's slowly trickling out
Yeah,
that he was playing against, but he was always competitive too. I loved it.
yeah, I did too. Just wish he could have won. Wish he could have snuck one in there like Nick Foles.
Or at least made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he couldn't get past the championship game.
Yeah.
Well, he just kept running into frickin' Peyton Manning every time. Him and his forehead. What do you do? But yeah, so that's I don't know what's gonna happen with Big Ben. I think he's gonna have to come back. I think he's gonna play one more year and then he's gonna retire.
If he wants to help the team with the salary cap, he should just retire.
Right. Yeah. But not everybody is like Tom Brady.
Because that obviously doesn't count towards the salary cap, right?
I don't think so. No, I think
if you retire, I can't imagine it would.
there's gonna be some dead money though, based on so you do a signing bonus, and the signing bonus basically allows you to play some money up front, not against the cap. So even if he retires, there's still chunks of that salary that you have to carry forward. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But it's not 40 million.
It's not 40 million. I think we looked last time and it was like 22.
Right, which is huge.
Right.
You
so
can sign a lot of good people for that.
right. So do you want to take a 40 million cap hit or a 22? That's what I mean.
For a very, very aging quarterback.
Right.
So yeah.
So with us wrapping up kind of the regular season in our discussion, after the break, we're going to talk about the playoffs, a little bit of the Super Bowl, but the AFC versus NFC, and just all of the fun stuff that we have coming up in the next week, and how Super Bowl is just an absolute blast. I cannot wait to do our live show. Regular season, August 13th rolls around. Are you sitting here and thinking, yeah, I think we're going to probably be able to play an entire full season in NFL games, not miss one game, have to do some rescheduling because of COVID? Because I will go first. If you ask me on August 13th, I may have bet my house that this season was going to be an absolute shit show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think that they would get all the games in.
I thought
there would be like a couple cancellations or
Yeah, there'd be a couple teams that only played 14 games, maybe a couple that played 15. It was going to be a percentage base to see if you won the division. I thought it was going to be all that. So how do you guys think COVID did? How do you think the NFL did with its COVID protocol and the quality of the product that they put out?
I thought they did pretty well, considering they they did a lot of different things with like adding more restrictions. Like, hey, you're not wearing your mask on your sideline. We're gonna frickin' fine you, or we're gonna take away draft picks.
And then you don't care, Saints. We're taking away draft picks. Now let's see if you care.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucked not having fans out there for a lot of, there were some teams that had fans and everything, but I'd say overall, I thought it was a success. They didn't miss any games. They obviously had to postpone games and push them back to,
Different
Tuesday
dates
games
and
or
stuff.
Wednesday games.
Wednesday afternoon football. Let's go.
Oh, it was so
It was
great.
nice having games damn near every day of the week, but I think all in all, I think it turned out to be successful as far as like a COVID standpoint.
I agree. And I was also really impressed with the player base. I mean, they were being tested daily at some point.
Multiple times a day at some
Yeah,
points.
yeah. And like, if you really think about the number of players that missed because of COVID and then the scope of the pandemic as a whole, like, it's pretty impressive.
Right.
It's really impressive.
Yeah. 100%. I think it was a complete, overwhelming success.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know when you have restaurants shutting down and essential workers and wearing a mask everywhere and how much of the country has been shut down because of this pandemic, that you can run out 256 games, not miss one, thank God, not have any players get seriously ill and pass away. That would, if that happens, it's not worth it.
Right.
If one player would have
Right.
died, it is totally not worth it. We should have canceled the entire season. But not only that, you had a small percentage of players, and it was because most of the time they didn't follow certain protocols. Don't go to the strip club without a mask on, Dwayne Haskins. The team, the Denver Broncos or whatever, that they didn't have a starting quarterback. That's all their
Oh my
fault.
God.
The Raiders had a charity event and there were people not wearing masks.
Right. And we're not going to get into the politics of it, but the rule says, hey, if you don't wear a mask and we see you, you're going to get in trouble. It's your fault. That is
Right.
not the NFL. The NFL has fucked up a lot of things in the past. Mm-hmm. Domestic violence, completely fucked up all of that.
Yep. Blown calls.
Blown calls, CLE, concussion protocol, things like that.
Yeah, CT.
This,
CT, yep.
Yeah, sorry. They didn't fuck this up. I think they did everything right on this case. They were safe. They played all the games.
Yep.
Could not agree more.
So-
Could not agree more.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the NFL front office and Roger Goodell and the way, all of that, but
Everybody will go ahead.
I do have to give them credit. I think
Yeah.
they did great.
Everybody will still find a way to think Roger Goodell's an idiot with all of this.
Well, that is true.
I mean, he does whatever he does. He takes his own grave. But yeah, it was impressive. I mean,
I agree with you.
and they did it
100%.
without a bubble. It wasn't like what
Right.
the NHL. The NHL just realigned all their conferences, and they're only playing in conference. The NBA had the bubble at Disneyland. Like, this was just people making sound decisions,
Correct.
playing football, and testing,
And not having fans was
in-
huge.
and transparency.
Right.
I mean, it was a very transparent process.
And then you had the thing with the 49ers where they couldn't even play their last couple games in their home state because of
Yeah.
state regulations.
Yep.
So the NFL's like, okay, well, we'll just move you to Arizona for the last 2 weeks. We'll find a way to make this work.
Right.
And they did a great job with it.
And they did it smart.
It was really smooth.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It was.
For a contact sport too. That's
Right.
that's what's
Hey,
amazing
think of
about
the offense and defensive line.
I know, just all up in there. But the testing, in the
Yep.
rapid testing, and it was your test came back, negative. We got to test you again. Get out.
Yeah.
It wasn't you're a really popular player. Lamar Jackson. You had a test. Bye, Felicia. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire Ravens first and second string.
Right. And so yeah, was it optimal? No. Did they do a fantastic job? Overwhelming success. Did it suck seeing the brand new SoFi Stadium with like 180 people in it, including players and coaches? Sure, it sucked.
Vegas was empty
I was
all
gonna say,
year.
Right.
We didn't have anybody
Yeah, but
either.
our stadium looks good. Doesn't look like a toilet bowl.
Or
Well, that's
the
that's
Roomba.
one- that
The
is
Roomba.
that is like two people's opinions. So
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll save judgment for other people.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, coming up after the break, we got a lot of playoff talk. we're going deep tonight, boys. It's gonna be we got playoff talk. We have AFC versus NFC championship. We have the Packers blown calls. Oh my
All the coaches that got
God.
fired.
So much to talk about.
yeah,
Black Monday.
Black
Black
Monday.
Monday.
Well, for the Patricia, it should be like black middle of the freezing season, right?
Yeah, it's like Black Week 4.
You're
Well,
right.
it was Black Friday. Well, Black Friday.
Yeah, there you go.
Because he got fired right after that.
All right, we'll be back after this short break. The One Point Safety Podcast is sponsored by Joeltech. Joeltech is a technology consulting firm specializing in small business and school district technology. From networking and server installation to maintenance and computer upgrades, they have you covered. Simply put, Joeltech gets IT done. Visit Joeltech, JOLETEC.com to learn more. Welcome back. We are back and better than ever, and we are going to jump right into some NFL postseason. We got you all caught up on the regular season that's going on, which, gosh, there was a lot to talk about. But right off the bat, coming in hot, I have a Mark Sherrick point that I would like to award to one, both, or neither. And it actually has to do with the AFC versus the NFC. I know Adam wants to get rid of conferences, divisions, maybe the entire NFL. We're not 100% sure on where he stands.
Yeah, black hole.
Black hole. Yep, nothing. He's boycotting it, not for anyone kneeling. He just wants it gone.
I just want it gone.
He has a sports podcast, wants it gone. Anyway, okay. The NFC versus the AFC. They have played 54 Super Bowls. This is Super Bowl 55. What conference has more wins, the AFC or the NFC, and how many wins do they have? I will give you guys 10 seconds to think. I should have had a Jeopardy button. That would have been really, really good. Shout out to the late Alex Trebek. That was very sad. And then I will go with Adam because I feel like he might have a chance of getting it more than Marty because he's some type of savant.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tono.
So,
Tono. Okay.
who has won and how many Super
Yep.
Bowls
Who
have they
has won more Super Bowls, NFC or AFC, and how many have they won?
I'm going to go with the AFC.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 26.
We think it's close.
I think that's
That is incorrect.
I actually think it's the NFC.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 37.
Well, you would go with the NFC because I said the AFC is incorrect, so that would make sense.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
But he could have
could
had
be
the
wrong
number
on
wrong.
them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I thought you
Okay.
just had the number wrong. I think it's the NFC. I'll say 37. And it's just a guess. I think it is the NFC, though.
Tom Brady played for the AFC and he won like 100 Super Bowls. Okay. You're also wrong.
Okay.
And because Mark Sherrick points aren't easy to come across, that's why this was a Mark Sherrick point. The answer is it is tied at 27 apiece.
Oh,
AFC
wow.
and NFC is tied.
Button up there.
Brady has won almost 25% of the AFC championship of the AFC Super Bowls with 6 of 27. So there you go. There's your sports trivia for the day.
Well, he's got
so
8 more
close.
years left in him. He might be able to get the NFC, too.
That's true. You were really close, but you were also very, very far off.
Also very, very wrong.
Because you forgot you
It's
missed.
one of those catch-22s.
Other than not getting either of the parts right, you were really close.
I stand by
So-
what I said.
Yeah, they both have won 27 Super Bowls. So I think that's kind of fitting for this Super Bowl because you have Brady's and Mahomes, a little bit like passing the torch. Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, and Patrick Mahomes, who people say has the potential to be that level.
Yeah, challenge it.
Yeah, time will tell. I am definitely not going to come out here and say I think Patrick Mahomes is going to beat Tom Brady in records. I'm not going to say that. No. That is delusional at this point because what Tom Brady is doing is impossible.
I think that Mahomes has the best chance to get there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Completely agreed. But, yep,
He's on a good click right now.
right. You know who else has started off kind of slow? Unlike Patrick Mahomes, he was a superstar. When they gave him the keys and said, it's yours, his next season, he was regular season MVP, 50 touchdowns in his first season as a starter. Insane. I think he actually lost to Brady in the AFC Championship.
Yep.
Brady's the only one he's ever lost to in the playoffs.
Right. And next year, Super Bowl MVP. This year, I mean, he's playing out of his mind. So we'll see. But Baker Mayfield in the playoffs took Cleveland to the playoffs. They haven't been there in as long as the Lions have been.
Right.
And Baker Mayfield, I don't know if I'm sold on Baker Mayfield because Odell Beckham goes down. You think he's not going to be able to do anything. He gets his team to the playoffs, and then they beat the Steelers, which I know the Steelers weren't everything they lived up to, but they didn't beat them. They spanked them in the first quarter.
And the Steelers' defense was good.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to sell that short. They had a very good defense.
Right. And it's not like Baker Mayfield is a top-tier quarterback at this moment. So to see them drop 28 points on the Steelers, a playoff record in the first quarter, I mean, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No.
I think what helps Cleveland is they have a really good run game with not only Nick Chubb, but you got Kareem Hunt, who used to play for the Chiefs, too. I mean, you got a really great 1-2 punch there that really helps out your passing offense of, you don't have to throw to Odell, who went down, and then switch over to Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry is the only wide receiver option for them.
They went and got Austin Hooper. I thought that was a good pull.
tight end. Yeah.
And David Njoku came and got a touchdown in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it was not like the Steelers. They started off really, really poorly, and then they kind of came back. They were down 28-0, and then they started to come back a little bit, kind of score a touchdown here. They had a whole bunch of momentum going for them, and then Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches in the NFL, despite what Adam thinks.
On the hot seat.
On the hot seat. That was a podcast we didn't air, but Adam thinks Mike Tomlin was on the hot seat, which was a bold call, but it's neither here nor there. Decides they're going to punt on 4th and 1.
Season's on the line, too.
Season's on the line. This isn't your backyard beer league football. This is fucking the NFL. These are professional fucking athletes.
And you need to, and you're down.
And you're down. And you were down the whole game. And Big Ben is dragging them and pulling them. He didn't have a great game, but at that moment, he had a terrible first half.
He had a good second half.
His really good second half. You're driving down the field. You get stalled. It's 4th and 1, and you punt. And it was like a 28-yard net gain punt. So that doesn't help the look either. But Mike Tomlin early in the year, and I quote, said, if your team can't get 1 yard to get a first down, then you don't deserve to win the game. And then he literally does not back it up. He punts. Cleveland goes down and scores. That's a 14-point swing. If they would have made it.
And they lost, though, I think.
And then they
if
lost.
anything, like, he just proved his own point.
Right.
Okay, well then how is Mike Tomlin not on the hot seat then? You start off 11-0 and then you lose
All right.
your next couple of games.
They're not the Lions. They don't fire coaches that make it to the playoffs in normal life.
Why don't you like Mike Tomlin?
It's not that I don't like Mike Tomlin. I'm just saying.
Why do you? Who is the Steelers going to go get? And,
okay.
What team wouldn't take Mike Tomlin?
I don't know. I'm just saying that what has Mike Tomlin done in the past, let's say, 8 years?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not putting it on him. I mean, what has 50 other coaches done in the last 8 years? There's a whole bunch of coaches that haven't done a whole lot. What has Pete Carroll done in the last 5 years? Like, do you want to fire him? I mean, I don't know.
What has Jay Gruden done?
What has Jay Gruden
Or
done?
John Gruden. Sorry, whatever.
Well, I mean, if you listen to my monologue, then he is on the fucking hot seat.
Yeah, and I don't think Tomlin is. I think he's a great coach. I just think Mike Tomlin didn't go out there and allow 28 points in the first quarter. Like, there was a lot of problems, and I don't think Big Ben is the Big Ben of old.
Would you take a coach that had a 79% winning percentage? He wins almost 80% of his games.
Sure.
Okay, well, that's what Mike Tomlin has.
Yeah, I think that stat about locks that that argument down. But I also do know what Adam is saying.
So you want to get rid of? I know we're
Hold
switching.
on.
I know we're switching to college football here, but so you want to get rid of Jim Harbaugh then?
That's not the same because
But he has
and
an 80% win percentage.
and I will tell you why.
In the NFL.
Because the NFL is the best of the best. They're not playing college football teams. They're not playing Rice College. They're playing professional
They're
athletes.
playing Jacksonville Jaguars.
Just going on record, I don't
New
want to
York
get rid of
Jets.
Harbaugh.
What'd you say?
I don't want to get rid of Harbaugh.
Ugh. You still are on the Harbaugh train?
I'm fine.
I just wanted to see where we all stood at.
Anyways.
Well, you know where I stand on Harbaugh. You
Yeah,
know where I've
this
stood
is
on.
this is going to turn into
Yeah,
like
I was
a
gonna say we'll
hour
get to
segment.
that in another segment.
Yeah,
but-
this is all NFL football because of the big game coming up. But
anyways.
yeah. Yeah, 79%. Okay. I am actually not going to let that one go quite yet.
Okay.
79%. I agree with Marty 100%. And it's not like he's going on the downtrend. It's not like he was having great years and now he's starting to trail off and so his percentage is going lower and lower and lower. They were the last unbeaten team. I know it was against garbage teams. They were still the last unbeaten team and they made the playoffs. And they almost won. It's just Cleveland caught fire like in a bottle for that one game. It was insane, those 28 points in the first quarter. I don't know how he can be on the hot seat when you win 80% of your games.
But like all the teams like Boise State and everything, they played the teams that they had to play against. Those were the teams that they were given. It's not like they can go out and I have to schedule Notre Dame, Alabama. I can't schedule them for every single game.
I know, but it's different. The difference between Michigan football, that's a bad example because Michigan is not very good right now. But okay, the difference between Alabama and Rice College is a hell of a lot bigger of a difference than Pittsburgh versus Jacksonville. Because teams, when they get blown out, it's by 14 points or 21 points in the NFL. It isn't 75-4. It just isn't.
Okay.
So that's where I would stand on that.
I'll give you that.
Thank you. I will say this. Do you think Pete Carroll is on the hot seat? Like I asked before. His teams haven't been showing up in playoff games and
keeps firing coordinators.
And then they keep fucking stealing the Rams coordinators, those sons of bitches.
I don't think it's like a real hot seat, but I think he should be somewhat worried because what has Seattle done in the past couple of seasons? They should have beaten, no offense, they should have beaten the Rams.
100%. I have the stats. The Rams defense played out of their fucking mind on Russell Wilson when they beat him in the playoffs. Here's Russell Wilson's stats for that game. Russell Wilson, one of the most consistent quarterbacks that we've seen play. What does Russell Wilson do? He doesn't get sacked. Mm-hmm. He doesn't make bad decisions. And he's very, very, very consistent. He's a very reliable quarterback. He went 11 for 27 for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 40.7% completion percentage, lowest in his playoff history, third lowest of any game he's ever been in. 174 yards. Russell Wilson. Rating of 72, 5 sacks.
Yeah, the sacks was bad. They also punted the ball 8 times.
Jesus. I mean, the Rams defense just manhandled Russell, but that's also the game that Aaron Donald got hurt in, and you could tell even after that Gus Edwards, I mean, he stepped up. That he's one that's opposite of Aaron Donald, but it just was not the same. And then we saw that what happened in the Packers game. He just I think Aaron Donald had 0 pressures against the Packers. 0, which is uncharacteristic. But I guess you and I would, and it seems like Marty would have disagreements on when a coach is on the hot seat. And I think if the coach is getting you into playoffs and winning playoff games, I just don't think that you're in the hot seat.
I mean, minus maybe the Patriots, Green Bay-ish. Like, every other organization in the league would kill for what Pittsburgh is doing. And Mike Tomlin is a very, very, very big part of that.
Yep. And have been doing for
Yeah, and have
15
been
years.
like that track record is what I was trying to say. I should have finished my sentence, but like the Patriots, the Steelers, Seattle, even to a degree in the last 10, 12 years, like they're consistently in the hunt and they're consistently playing meaningful games.
Agreed.
And I mean, a Lions fan, I'll take any of that.
Who would you rather have, Mike Tomlin or John Gruden or Jay Gruden or whatever the fuck your coach's name is? Marty got me all discombobulated.
It's John. I'm sorry.
John Gruden.
Really? I would take Mike Tomlin.
I would take Mike Tomlin. Who would you rather have, Sean McVay or Mike Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin.
I would not.
Sean McVay.
I would go with Sean McVay because he's got
Because
a new
what?
way of. Because he's got a new way of thinking about it, and he's been in the Super Bowl in the last, decade.
That's fair. I'd
And
still take
this
Tomlin.
is I love podcasts.
See,
now I'm
I would-
arguing against Mike Tomlin. All of a sudden.
I'd take Mike Tomlin for experience, leadership, and the ability to do it.
You don't think Sean McVay has leadership ability? Because I think his
I-
entire
no,
team is bought in on him.
Me taking Mike Tomlin doesn't mean that I don't like Sean McVay as a coach. Yes, I think he has all those things. I would take Mike Tomlin over
fair.
that.
I know that Sean McVay has never stood on the field and disrupted a play and got fined $100,000.
Well, that's because he has some guy that pulls him off the field.
That's why.
He does-
Maybe if Mike Tomlin had one of those guys, he
He
wouldn't have
needs
been
it.
embarrassed. That was embarrassing.
They should go poach that guy from the Rams. That's who the Steelers should steal.
that
The guy that pulls
Does that
McVay out the
Does that
field.
count against their salary cap?
you know,
Yeah, that's a compensatory pick.
I don't know how that guy. I don't even know what that guy's resume would say. I hold McVay's hips and I pull him back.
You know, it's like a college buddy.
Yeah.
It's got to be, right?
How do you apply for a job like that? Like,
Okay.
do you have to have certain credentials?
How much money do I have to pay you, Marty, to just be like when I want to get up from a computer chair that you just pull me back on my hips? You just follow me around all day. You just pull me out of computer chairs.
Oh, jeez.
Deal. I'm in.
Done.
Wow.
Do you take credit card?
How much Bitcoin do you have?
I could talk about that now for a second.
Hang on. Where are we at?
But yeah, so Seattle. Are they becoming like a good, lovable loser? They're always talking about being in the hunt because the Legion of Boom, which is no more. I mean, it's completely
Yeah.
gone. Their defense is atrocious.
Yep.
But do we just love to like them? But they're always losing.
You guys know this because we haven't done a podcast, but like when they didn't fire Patricia right away, I think it was like week 3 or 4. I forget who they lost to. I was like, forget this. I'm done with it. I need a break from the Lions. It's not me, it's them.
Yeah.
So I went and rooted for Seattle for a while because 12th man, Legion of Boom,
Right.
Pete Carroll, lovable.
Right.
Russell Wilson, lovable. DJ Metcalf, great.
Oh, a machine.
But it is kind of sad because like when you say that, it's like, yeah, I mean, is it the people that you like to root for, but you know they're not going to win it? And like, it's Russell Wilson always missing the MVP vote
Yep.
or not getting his due. But like, they do kind of go hand in hand. And I love Seattle. I think it's a fun organization. I think they have a sweet stadium and a good culture there. But are they just like yeah, they'll get there. I mean, they won't win,
Right.
but they'll get there.
Who do you think has a better prospect now of getting to a Super Bowl? The Rams or the Seahawks?
Rams.
Rams.
Who do you think has a better prospect of getting to a Super Bowl? The Rams or Green Bay?
Rams.
Rams, yeah.
Okay, last one. Who do you think has a better prospect of getting to the Super Bowl? The Rams or the NFC field?
For next year,
Yeah. Well, God, I hope it's not this year. That'd be a hell of a bet.
Yeah,
I say the field
yeah, I'd take the field.
because you got. I mean,
Who do you have? I just took possibly the two best teams out of the NFC, and you picked the Rams over them.
Was Tom Brady retiring?
Yeah, I was gonna say you got Tom Brady. He's still in there.
Oh, he is in the NFC.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Get back to the AFC, Brady.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Saints aren't a I mean,
Yeah, they're not going to have
They're
Tom
not a-
Brady's, and that's going to be tough.
they are. The Saints aren't a bad team.
No, their
But-
defense is good.
And we still don't know what's going to happen with Drew
Green
Brees.
Bay?
Is Drew Brees going to come back? And I'm sure we'll get to that later on.
I don't think Drew Brees is coming back. I think he's
No,
retiring.
I don't either.
And we'll dedicate a whole show for Drew Brees and his stats. I mean, you're going to need a lot of time to dive into all of that. But
Right.
he hasn't announced retirement yet, so we can't be positive.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a lot in the NFC that are going to challenge that defense. And then if Stafford pans out the way I think he will, fiery guy, reliable,
Right.
can make all the throws,
right.
can make comebacks when you need him to.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we'll see. But, I mean, there's some really good teams. Like,
Sure.
you say better outlook Green Bay or the Rams, but if they play each other again, I think the Rams have a better outlook. But I think when they play next year, barring Rodgers is still on the field,
Sure.
that's a close game that I wouldn't bet money on.
Right. If you said next year there's a 50-50 shot that it's going to be Packers and Rams in the NFC Championship, I wouldn't take that bet because I think that's definitely going to happen. I mean, I that's a real possibility.
100%.
And to circle all the way back around, that is why it isn't a Ram wipe. Let's go. Because if we're talking about the Rams as being one of the best, if not the best team in the NFC, then it's totally worth it.
Ram wipe. Let's go.
Ram wipe, that's gonna have to be a sounder now. An up and coming. I don't even know if this is an up and coming star in the AFC. Lamar Jackson got his first win in the postseason.
Yeah.
I'm still not on the Lamar Jackson train. He showed a lot of faults this offseason, or not this offseason, this regular season, but he did beat a really talented Tennessee Titans team. Mm-hmm. But was it Lamar that won it, or was it the defense that won it? Because they held King Henry to 44 rushing yards, which is absolutely unheard of. He normally breaks one of those runs of that many yards off in one run.
Right.
I think it was a healthy combination, honestly. The defense bolstered up on the defensive line to stop Henry. That was their one main goal this offseason, was to bolster their defensive line to stop a running back like Derrick Henry. And they did. Lamar Jackson, I think he did just as well to get them a playoff
He did enough to
victory.
win.
Yeah. I'm not saying he lit the world on fire, but I think he did enough, like you said, to win the game.
Right. And it had to be satisfying to get that first win. That's quite a monkey on the back that you just don't want. Oh, he can't win the big games.
Right.
I'm not a huge Lamar Jackson fan, but when I hear someone go, oh, you can't win those big games. He's been in the league for 2 fucking years. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
League MVP.
You're right.
Comes back the next
unanimous,
year.
first ever unanimous MVP.
I was gonna
And-
say two straight seasons of 1,000 yards rushing for a quarterback never happened before.
Right. Yeah, no. It was good for him. I was happy to see that.
So was I. I think every year he's getting a little more exposed on what his capabilities are, but at the same time, they're winning games and they're making it into the playoffs. You and I would probably agree that we don't think John Harbaugh's on the hot seat, but Adam might because he hasn't won a Super Bowl in
Since
6
Flacco.
minutes. So, but
You're not wrong.
oh, God. All right. Live Super Bowl show.
Who won Coach of the Year last year?
John Harbaugh, but he's on the hot seat for sure.
Coach MVP. Yeah, he's gone. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. He didn't win nothing. Okay. I want a list. I want a list. Super Bowl live show. All the coaches on Adam's hot list. And
Yep.
if there's
All
under
of them.
if there's under 26, I'm going to be disappointed.
all of them except for Andy Reid and Bruce Arians.
If Bruce Arians loses the Super Bowl, he's on the hot seat.
Well, now, yeah.
I think Bruce Arians, no joke, may have been on the hot seat when they were starting to lose games and it did not look very good.
Oh, yeah.
I think he could have actually been on the hot seat.
Quarterback whisperer that his quarterback just went 30 for like 33. It wasn't even 30 for 30, wasn't it? Didn't he have more interceptions?
Yeah,
I don't recall.
Oh, sure. When you guys say it, nope, it makes sense. But when I say something like that, oh, no, you sound like a fucking idiot.
No, it's not. No,
because you do.
It's normally you and me, and it's against Marty. Fucking John Elway, #1 quarterback of all time.
I don't know what you are talking about.
You're wearing a John Elway shirt.
Prove it. There's no proof in radio.
Damn it, there isn't. That's why we need video cameras. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to be the next coming. I don't think he is. I think he's a little too one-dimensional. He's like a one-dimensional Patrick Mahomes. Is how I see him. He's really mobile. He's fast. He can elude and everything like that. But Patrick Mahomes has something, and I don't know what that something is, but he makes plays that I don't know if anybody else can make.
Right.
You know what confuses me about Lamar is like there'll be games like everyone knows he can run,
Right.
but there's games where like he's just lighting it up in the passing,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, he can pass. But then there's games where like, wow, he really cannot.
Yeah,
pass.
he has really, really bad passes.
Yeah, and it's like I'm waiting for that. That's his next step is to become
I'm just afraid
better than average at passing in the NFL. Better than average against the field
Right.
is what I'm saying. He is already better than average. But
my thing with Lamar Jackson is I'm afraid he's too much like Michael Vick early on in his career, where he's more of a runner than he is a passer.
Right.
Because Michael Vick could pass, and he could pass like later on in his career, but in the beginning of his career, that's all Michael Vick was known for, was running.
yeah,
Right.
He was not known to be...
Well, that's why they're the only two to ever have back-to-back 1,500-yard rushing seasons.
Right. So I hope Lamar can, evolve into being, both a runner and a passer. But right now, all I see him as is a runner.
Right.
Yeah.
With glimpses of, wow, he can sling the ball, but it's not consistent enough to be, oh yeah, you're in that top echelon.
yeah. Every time I see him throw the ball, I'm reminded of like Colin Kaepernick. Better runner than Colin Kaepernick, but they're bullets. Like he just zings the ball in, and it's just not the consistency that I think they're looking for. And he's got weapons around him. You know, they had two great tight ends, Hollywood Brown.
Marquise Brown,
Yeah, Marquise Brown. There's weapons there. I think they need to figure out how to get him out of that
The habit of run first.
run first.
You're a quarterback.
Well, and then they drafted J.K. Dobbins, which I thought was a great pickup for running back. I mean, Mark Ingram is good, and it sounds like he's on his way out. I think they actually
released
just
him.
cut him.
They released him.
So
I'd be
I
interested
think-
to see where he goes.
Dobbins for a few years to help you with run game too.
Gus
Yeah.
Edwards is fine. I think he's a serviceable. Yeah.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have, which is a crazy question to ask, because if I would have asked this 2 years ago, you would have laughed me out of this studio. Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson?
Josh Allen.
Right now or 2 years ago?
Right now.
Okay, right now, Josh Allen.
Not even close, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 100%er.
2 years ago?
Lamar Jackson, and it's not even close. 100%er. Well, when the guy has a QBR of 49.2 over the course of 2 seasons,
Right.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not anyone's fault. But it's just crazy how fast something can change. And these quarterbacks, it's, man, they're good, and then, man, they're really not. And I don't get that with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I
I
don't
agree.
see him slowing down.
And those are like the Josh Allen is like the, hey, he developed. I mean, you think of the Johnny Manziel, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariotas, like those people that were taken first overall right after that just Daniel Jones was up there when the Giants picked him.
They drafted higher to get him.
Yeah. Yeah, and all
Mitch
those
Trubisky.
Mitch
Ooh.
Trubisky. Thank you. Another really good example, like of these players where it's like they're either done. Manziel kind of did it to himself, but like they're just like gone.
Right.
They're backups.
Yep. And it's very interesting because you have the younger generation of quarterbacks, the Patrick Mahomes, the Deshaun Watsons. He's not super young, but he's younger. The Josh Allens, all of these young guys, and they're just kind of taking the world by storm. And it's Mahomes' league. It's going to be Josh Allen's league. It's Lamar's league. And guess who's in the Super Bowl? Old Mr. Consistent, 43-year-old, good-looking piece of shit, Tom Brady.
Love it. Let's go.
Let's go. I don't even know who I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for just the sport of football on Super Bowl. I love it.
You can't really feel bad regardless who you root for. Mm-hmm. I want to see Brady light the world up on again.
It would be cool. It would be absolutely amazing. It's kind of like the old guys versus the young bucks with the NFC versus the AFC. In the playoffs, the average age is 34.5 years old of starting quarterbacks in the playoffs for the NFC. For the AFC, 29.5, half a decade.
Yeah.
The average age. Real quick, I'll just run through them. Aaron Rodgers, 37. Drew Brees, 41. Russell Wilson, remember when he used to be a young guy?
Yeah.
He's 32. He's 6 years older than Patrick Mahomes. Alex Smith, 36. Tom Brady, 43. Jared Goff and Mitchell Trubisky, both 26 years old. The AFC, on the other hand, Mahomes is one of the older ones.
I was going to say, he's the oldest one, I would think.
25. Josh Allen, 24. Roethlisberger, 38. Tannehill, 32. Lamar Jackson, 24. Baker Mayfield, 25. And Philly Rivers, 39. You take Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers out of there, your average age is like 26 years old.
I was going to say, in the divisional round, the average age of the quarterbacks in the NFC, 37. The average age in the AFC in the divisional round, 24. 13-year difference.
Wow.
That is amazing.
That is.
So
I forgot Philip Rivers was 39.
Yeah, he's old. He's old as shit.
yeah,
He looks
Man.
like it, too. He looks like it.
his arm says so too.
Yeah. When you can't throw a 50-yard Hail Mary, it is time to hang up the cleats. So, good for him on a hell of a career. Love it. Wish him all the best.
You
of
know,
course.
I love seeing this new breed come in, though. Because, Peyton retired. Big Ben was getting up there. Like, you think of, we play a lot of fantasy football and stuff. So, we think of, these guys that have been staples forever.
Forever.
And then, there was a 2-year period where I was like, ugh, there's Mariotas and Winstons.
Right. This
Manziels.
is the new football.
And it was like, man, where's that court? All these people that are taken high in, the top 10, 12 rounds of the draft, just not panning out. I'm sure I'm forgetting some of them.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was just like, man, this is not good. This isn't good.
This isn't fun football to watch. Watching Jameis Winston throw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions, that isn't good football.
Yeah, and we finally got it.
we
We're
got it
finally
so
seeing
good.
that next crop come in. And I'll say this right now, and I know we talked about this on previous podcasts, where I was like, I don't know if Joe Burrow's going to make it in the NFL. I think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I watched him this year.
Yep.
Before his injury. That guy plays. He plays with heart, and he plays with urgency, and I like it.
Yep.
Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
I think we're all a little bit on the Justin Herbert
How
guy for sure.
did Anthony Lynn get fired?
Right. That's a dumb firing.
It was great for the Lions. I love that he's our offensive coordinator now, but come on, what are you doing?
You don't fire Anthony Lynn when his quarterback is throwing a million interceptions because Phillip Rivers doesn't know where he's at.
Right.
But you fire when Justin Herbert, you lose a bunch of close games with a rookie quarterback. He has had some coaching mistakes.
Yes.
Without question. Mm-hmm. But, man, you're 1 year.
How do you not give him at least one more year?
Right.
When you said that, I immediately went people ask me, do you want Caldwell back? And I'm like, oh, he's got some coaching mistakes. So you said that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like, oh,
Yep.
might have to rethink that a little bit.
Also, in the AFC versus NFC, the average year for the entire conference is about 5 years younger. So the entire AFC is young compared to the NFC. So it's going to be interesting because the AFC has a lot of now staple young guys. They got Baker Mayfield, they got Patrick Mahomes, they got Josh Allen, they have a bunch of young guys. They got Lamar Jackson. But now I'm curious to see like who's the young guys that are going to come up for, who's going to replace Tom Brady? Who's going to replace Aaron Rodgers when he retires? I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that all shakes out.
I'm just curious of who's going to replace Drew Brees. Is it going to be Jameis Winston? Because
No.
No, it'll be Taysom Hill.
Sean Payton says that the future quarterback is on that team. Is it Jameis Winston or is it Taysom Hill?
It's Taysom Hill. It's 100% has to be Taysom Hill.
But do you really think? I mean, Taysom Hill did have a pretty decent season with Brees not being there. But like, do you really see him being the full 16-week starter?
I don't know. I will say this. I think we know what we're going to get out of Jameis Winston, and I think 1 year under Drew Brees doesn't fix his problem. We don't know what we're going to get out of Taysom, but we've at least gotten to experience some of it, and I think it's okay. I think they owe it to give him a shot to see if he can do it, because I think he's proven at least enough in his backup role, or even when they come in and run some of those Wildcats or whatever you want to call it. Like,
Right.
The guy can throw the ball. The guy can run. He's very athletic. He's accurate. Don't always know about his decision making. Sometimes I feel like he's out of the pocket and just trying to run too early. But they put Jameis Winston in next year, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. We don't know what Taysom's going to do, so you might as well at least figure that out. Give him a shot.
Mm-hmm. And I have two comments on this. Number one, we already know what they're going to do because it happened. Drew Brees went down. Who'd they put in?
Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know any other more information we need. It happened.
So Winston's on a 1 year contract too, right?
Right.
So if they don't re-sign him, it becomes even more obvious.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely then. And also, Jameis Winston, the worst thing that could happen to Jameis Winston is the Bucs going to the Super Bowl. Because it's the same. I mean, it's not the same team, but you had Mike Evans. I mean, you had
Chris
key
Godwin.
pieces, and you couldn't make the playoffs. Tom Brady, I know he's the greatest of all time, but they go to the Super Bowl. I mean, there's one piece that was changed out, and now it's a super successful team. It's Jameis Winston. That's not a good luck for you at all. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah,
I guess we'll just have to see on that. So, all right, so those are the divisional games and the wild card games. Then we get to the NFC and AFC Championship weekend. Man, those games didn't disappoint.
Not at all.
You have the four best quarterbacks, right? You have Mahomes, and you have Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I mean, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. What do you want in your life more than that matchup? Maybe Mahomes and Brady or Mahomes and Rodgers, but God, that was a fun game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't disappoint.
You could only wish that was in the Super Bowl.
Right.
That would be the only better thing.
Right. Well, and we got Brady in the Super Bowl, so if Mahomes and the Chiefs come out firing, I mean, we saw this with Atlanta. You can't count Brady out,
Right.
period. But we also saw that with the Chiefs last year. You can't count them out. I mean, a lot of people forget that the Chiefs were down. Mm-hmm. They were projected to lose in the third quarter if you look at ESPN. But then Patrick Mahomes, like we say, does Patrick
They
Mahomes
made a
thing.
living out of that in the
Right.
playoffs.
Exactly. Yeah, they were down like every playoff game they were in and came back
Yeah.
and won by a lot.
Go ahead.
So the Packers and the and the Bucks. There was some stuff that happened. I don't know if you guys heard, but I created 4 things the Packers will absolutely never live down from the 2020 NFC Championship game. And
I'm
gonna start-
excited because I have one main one, and I'll say it after you get to your
Okay,
list.
I bet you my number 1 is probably not the number 1 you're thinking.
Okay.
But number 4, the Aaron Jones fumble to start the second half hurt really, really bad because they got the ball. They're like, we need to march down and we need to score a touchdown to get back into this game. It was 21-10. They needed to march down. They needed to get to 17. And what happens? Aaron Jones fumbles on the second play from scrimmage in the half. The Bucks come out
Yep.
and they score a touchdown. Put them up 28-10. to put them up 28-10 in the beginning of the second half. Really, really bad. That's number 4. That's a tough one. Number 3, the pass interference calls that sealed the game was the right call.
Yeah, I mean
agree.
they've been playing rough all game, but
If anybody thinks that shouldn't have been pass interference, you clearly saw the guy's jersey being
yeah, you
stretched.
just can't
100%.
do that.
Like,
Like,
And I know, like you said, Marty, they've been letting them play all game. But do you remember the Rams versus the Saints when the pass interference call was not made? Do you remember the refs being suspended?
yeah,
Do you,
no,
do you remember? I know, not you. Do you
Yeah.
remember the refs getting death threats to them and their family? They're gonna fucking call that.
They
You
got
have
to.
to.
Yeah.
When you can see the jersey being stretched for 3/4 of a mile, then you know that
Right.
it is pass interference, and it was. So anyone that says that shouldn't have been called or whatever, well, then I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the pass interference call that wasn't called with the Rams versus Saints game, because you can't have it both ways. You just can't.
right.
I understand they were letting them play, but Jesus Christ, you have to call it when you see it.
There's letting them play where there's, some pushing and shoving and holding and stuff. And then there's slowing a guy down,
Yep, turning them a little bit.
dragging. You're being dragged by the guy's jersey.
Right.
just blatant.
What are you going to
Yeah.
do?
Yep. Do we like to see penalties call the game? No, but you have to call them. You just have to.
Yep.
Agreed. 100% agree.
Number 2, kicking a field goal when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league and are down by 8 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left is the stupidest decision that you could possibly make.
He had 4 timeouts.
He had 4 timeouts. He had the 2 minute.
warning.
Yep, there's 2 minutes left, so he had the 2 minute warning and 3 timeouts. But it's Tom fucking Brady. Have you ever heard of him?
I'm not disagreeing with you that was not one of the biggest calls. I'm just wondering how that's not your number 1.
Oh, I have it. I have a
correct.
different. You haven't hit my number 1 yet.
Okay, then we should be on the same. But you gotta give the ball to your number 1, possibly the greatest to ever play, one of the greatest to ever play the game.
Yep.
You have to give it to him and say, win it. I'm a little bit pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit pissed at Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, a lot of people could say like, well, he should have ran like on 3rd down. He should have ran for the touchdown.
Flip
or whatever.
that
That's
Flip.
That's hindsight 2020.
right.
But
I saw the cam behind him, the NFL cam that was behind Rodgers.
wasn't making
You want to know what he was looking at? 3 defensive backs
Yeah.
that weren't covering anybody.
Yep.
he was not
done.
going
He
to
was
run
done.
it in.
No.
But they still should have went for it.
You have to let your playmakers make plays. You have to.
Yeah.
For a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
What's
This
the-
isn't like a regular season game either.
Right.
Right. What's the biggest game of the year?
Up to this point,
The
that one.
Super Bowl.
Oh.
What's the second biggest
Yes.
game of
Yes.
the year?
The conference championship game.
yeah.
You played to win the game.
Put the chips on the table.
Right. I just don't get it. It's not like you were down by 2 scores and you're like, well, we need to get a field goal anyway. You got to go for it. And I'm a little bit pissed because, I mean, what has Rodgers been known for? Being a little surly, being a little fired
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm surprised when they were like, we're going to do a field goal that he wasn't like,
Yeah,
stay on
waving them off.
there. He has the clout more than almost anyone in the league to say, stay on the field. This is on me.
And he did it with McCarthy all the time.
All the time.
So, like LaFleur's over there, he's like, I'm going to kick a field goal. I got 4 timeouts.
Yeah.
Chicka-choo. And Bruce Arians like, yeah, I know. We're going to throw for a first down after a 2-minute warning. You're done.
Yep.
That was it. I
Game
mean, he
over.
just got out-coached. Bruce Arians out-coached him. First down, I'm going to throw for a first. Or first down, I'm going to throw right away and try to get a first down. Now you're just done.
You're just done, and it's Tom Brady. What do you think is? You know this is going to happen.
Right. Who's the master at getting 10 yards?
My God, you want to burn 2 minutes and 9 seconds off the clock? If there was 4 minutes left, I would have went for it because I know Brady can burn 4 minutes off. I could absolutely not. When they did it, even after they kicked the field goal, I said, "What was just happening? Did he just do that?"
That's like when the Raiders played the Chiefs the second time this season, and they gave Patrick Mahomes all that time. It's like you don't give a quarterback like that all that frickin' time
Nope. You
to
can't.
just kill the clock.
Can I try to guess your number 1?
You'll know my number 1.
I showed Adam it while you were talking.
It's what it is. How in the hell do you let Scotty Miller get wide fucking open on a deep ball to end the half with a touchdown. How? You should be fired. Packers defensive coordinator should be fired.
He's gone. He left.
He actually just left.
Yeah, he
Good.
resigned.
He should.
He's done. Yeah. Scotty Miller, everyone's like, Tyreek Hill, fastest guy, he's a cheetah, da-da-da-da. Scotty Miller is like a conference champ track meet
Right.
in college.
Yep.
Like, he thinks he can beat Hill in a one-on-one race.
The play before that, Cameron Brate was out there. They pulled Cameron Brate out and put Scotty Miller in. Doesn't that ring any fucking bells that, hey, maybe they're going to throw it to the fastest guy on the football field?
One-on-one.
One-on-one.
Where was the safety?
Yeah. Here's a wacky idea. Maybe they're going for a touchdown instead of a field goal.
Yeah.
There's 9 seconds left.
Ah.
So they bomb it. He blows the coverage. The King just absolutely blows the coverage.
Yep.
And it's a touchdown. And it goes from a 14-10 game going into half to a 21-10 game. Aaron Jones fumbles the second play after half, and now it's 28-10.
And now you're in a fucking huge hole.
In that game, after Aaron Jones fumbled the ball and the Buccaneers scored, they didn't score only 3 points after that.
Yeah.
But their lead was so freaking big.
Yeah. They scored all their points in the first half.
Right. Tom Brady can come from behind to get a W.
In-
What he can also do is just fucking drain a clock.
So, like, it drove me a little bit nuts watching Arians and the Brady chemistry because, like, Arians, you think Carson, Palmer, the big arm, just bombing it all around.
Yeah.
And he was forcing that on Brady, and he's critical of him, whatever. I don't care about that. But, like, all season long, I was like, stop making this guy throw the bombs.
Right.
It's not Brady. Stop. You're forcing your system on him.
Right.
But it worked. And then they almost hooked up again with Evans when he threw that bomb down the middle of the field. So it was like blown coverage, 13 whatever seconds left. And you're playing Bruce Arians.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You know he's going to take a shot. Bruce Arians will try to take a 60-yard shot on the first play of the game.
Right. I don't know, but watching that game, Tom Brady looked good.
Looked
He
really
looked
good.
Really good. He had 3 interceptions, I know. But when he needed to make a pass, he just floated those things. It's like he's going to play to 45. I mean, why?
I think he plays past that, maybe even.
Man, I mean, that's 2 more seasons. He looked really good. But so my number one is, how the hell do you let Scotty? That one is going to be a hard one to live down. Recap, Aaron Jones fumble at the beginning of the second half. The pass interference call was actually pass interference. I know you're all pissed off because it sealed the game, all you Packers fan. Too bad.
It was the right call.
It was 100% the right call.
Right call.
You make the call that's in front of you. Unless you want to get death threats. I mean, that's true. We've seen it. In a NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Kicking the field goal when you have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing?
I mean, I understand you do eventually need a field goal, but you can get that in overtime.
No. You could have scored and get the 2-point conversion and tied it.
And then eventually,
to win
eventually
the game.
Get,
Yeah.
Eventually get the field
Yeah,
goal.
I'm like, you got to go you're down in the red zone. Get a touchdown. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the league playing the best football of his life, and you want to kick a field goal? You want to add some more animosity onto the relationship between the Packers and Aaron Rodgers? That's the way to do it.
How about... Oh, go ahead.
And then number one, Scotty Miller blowing the top off and scoring a touchdown with 9 seconds left.
How about only getting 6 points off 3 Tom Brady interceptions?
That's true. What in the hell
I mean,
happened?
come on. Come on.
You don't get 3 interceptions from Tom Brady very often.
Yeah.
Like, ever.
Yeah. You got to do more. You got to do better. You want to play in the big game, you got to do better.
Yep. Crazy. But that's going to be a tough one for the Packers to live down. But they're also a little bit like the Seattle Seahawks. Kind of. I'm going to get chastised for saying this. Lovable losers? I mean, when is the last time they've done anything?
They dominate the NFC North.
Well, that's easy.
Well, and then they've lost, the last 3-4 NFC championship games?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one they won was when they also won the Super Bowl.
Which would have been 2009.
Yeah.
I mean, they've lost two in a row, or 3 in a row to the 49ers, and then they just lost this year to
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
Yeah, Tom Brady has, and we're going to get into all the Tom Brady facts during our live show, so I can't wait. But Tom Brady has the same amount of NFC Championship wins as Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. So, yikes. I mean, if there's any discrepancy on who's the greatest, I mean, come on.
Right.
But yeah, it's that was a fun game. Out of the two games, the championship games, that was definitely the more fun one to watch for me. But it's kind of because the Chiefs and Bills, it's like, was Mahomes really going to lose?
I never thought that Buffalo really had a chance at it.
I had the Bills winning. I did.
That didn't age well.
I know, but I mean,
gotta pick somebody.
They got hot at the end of the season. They were rolling. It was the Josh Allen show, and I felt like if there was an opportunity for an upset, Mahomes got rocked previously.
Right.
That was it. I mean, this team, the Bills were just hot, and I thought that was the upset to call. So yeah, I did, and I think the future looks bright for the Bills, and kudos to them for getting Sean McDermott, who I didn't even know who that was before they hired him, and he just flipped a switch on that.
You ready? You're part of the Bills Mafia a little bit? Gonna break some tables? Let's go.
No, I'm too old to jump through a table. I'll donate to the charity. Bills Mafia is awesome.
They are cool.
So, like, Lamar Jackson has a charity for, I think it's like hospitals or homeless. I can't remember exactly what it is. But every time the Bills beat someone in the playoff, the Bills Mafia goes and finds their charities, and they throw like $150K at it.
Right. They donate the number of the player, but so they were donating $8 or $80 because that's Lamar Jackson's number.
Yeah.
And then, but you get, 10,000 people doing that, and now you got yourself a stew.
Right. Did you see the Lions did that too for Stafford? And his charity has to do with his wife that had that
brain
thing.
cancer.
Everybody was donating $9 to that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think they ended up somewhere in the $200K thing. But
That's beautiful.
Bills Mafia has been doing it forever. They did it. Who's the Bengals? There's like a Bengals or something that they lost, and then the Bills fell into the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Good for them.
That is cool. That's excellent. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the Bills are headed in the right direction. I completely agree. You actually thought that the Bills were going to beat the Chiefs, or you thought that there was a possibility they could upset them?
Yeah, I had the Bills winning.
Wow.
I had
That's
the Bills
ballsy.
winning.
That is ballsy.
There's not a lot of teams out there that they can beat the Chiefs.
Right.
Honestly.
Okay, but in that division, if you're going to make a list of people that can beat the Chiefs,
Yeah. Well, that could maybe on any given Sunday, but I would never bet. I would never bet against the Chiefs.
I didn't bet on it. It's just who I had.
Yeah.
And I had it before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
I think
Yeah, I had Bills Green Bay, so I was off there.
Other than getting both wrong, you were pretty close.
I think the Bills are like one piece from being real contenders with
Pass
Kansas.
rush.
Yep.
They need
Yes.
Well-
a pass rush.
Yes. I was actually going to say rushing, but pass rush too.
Yeah. A running back.
A running
Oh,
back.
yeah, 100%.
A running back,
Right.
because they don't really have a running back.
I
You know
still
who-
wouldn't have abandoned the run so much.
But you know who they should get in the draft would be like a person like Najee Harris from Alabama.
Oh,
Another
God.
Alabama running back.
Is he going to? Well, he'll probably be there. Running backs don't go in the first round very much
they usually
anymore.
go right towards the end of the round. So
Look how well that did with Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor.
And Jonathan Taylor. He had a great year. But I thought that he was going to be good. He was so
too.
good in Wisconsin, especially when he'd run the ball down Michigan's throat. Oh, I
Big
felt good.
playability.
Yeah.
But I think that would bring Buffalo a lot closer to Kansas City being a contender
Right.
in the AFC.
Right. So, well, we got a lot of more football to talk, but we have a live show coming up at noon on Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to break down the game. We're going to break down Mahomes, Brady, the Chiefs, the Bucks, who we think are going to win, point spreads, prop bets. A lot of fun stuff. It's going to be me, Marty, Adam, and our special guest, Big Burn, and we're going to have just a good time. What? What was that?
You guys ready for this?
Oh, I'm always ready.
Yeah, I love it. I'm in.
Let's do our rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire.
Coming at ya.
First question. Who is the better option to be your new quarterback for next year? Deshaun Watson, Matt Stafford.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Number 2. Should the NFL change the Super Bowl to Saturday instead of Sunday?
Yes.
I have never agreed more with Marty in my
God.
life.
Number 3. Does Urban Meyer turn the Jacksonville Jaguars into a contender?
No. Does
Yes.
he? Does
Yes.
he stay more than 2 years?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a
Ja-
different
Jaguars will be in the playoffs in 2 years. Book it.
bucket.
3 years after he leaves.
Number 4. Which would you rather have as a quarterback? Mitchell Trubisky or a McDonald's quarter pounder?
Quarter pounder. Let's go.
And last but not least, if you look into former Jets coach Adam Gase's eyes, will you turn into stone?
Never look into his eyes. Yes.
How can you look into his eyes? One goes each way.
He's like bubbles.
God, he is like bubbles. Jesus.
Well, that's all we have today for
Yeah. See you later,
Podcast.
guys.
Peace. Fantasy champ.
Oh God.